What
Um,
is okay? So the equivalent. I mean, obviously, fantasy changed a lot over the years for NFL, but I remember when I started playing fantasy, it was everything about RBs, right? Because RBs, right? So what is the
Okay,
niche?
so
What is the niche of fantasy baseball? Is it like stealing
it's
bases or something?
no, so it's way different. So the way it's scored is not based on individual scoring points. It's accumulated stats by your entire team. So I think there's 9 total categories, but essentially like out of all 9 of your players, however many home runs all 9 of them collectively hit is put into your category, and then if you have more home runs hit as a team than your opponent, you get a point for that category.
Okay.
And there's 9 total categories, so if you win 5 of the 9 categories, you win your week.
Okay. Okay.
It's different than Underdog. I don't know if
I
you've played
I kind
fantasy
of
baseball league on under or
not
just
an
in general,
underdog.
Anthony.
yeah, um, yeah, Underdog does, or not even just Underdog, but any like daily fantasy does, obviously individual points and stuff. Um,
Right.
so it is weird, and it'll be something that you'll like have to get used to. But that also means
Hmm.
what that means is that with the week long overlays is that every day you can still alter or adjust your lineup and you get the points for
Mm.
that week. So it tabulates weekly, so you only have to check it once a week if you really wanted to, but you can also change it every day and maximize it in that way.
Right. It rewards that or activity,
Yeah.
like being active.
Or
Um,
or it punishes you if you
yeah.
play it too much, you know. Um,
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
but no, so you're asking as far as like what position should you target? With baseball, it's a lot different because I mean, there's a lot of roster spots that you fill up. I think there's 26 rounds in this draft. Um,
Okay.
but in general, you want to target your infield first because the amount of good hitters in the infield is less than that of the outfield due to
Outfield. Okay.
numbers.
That makes sense.
Because outfield you only have 3 spots to fill, whereas infield you have 5.
5. Okay.
Well, if you
All right.
count
That makes
catcher
sense.
as your infield.
That makes
Um,
sense.
Catcher is also probably the last position you need to target because unless you want to get like one of the upper end catchers, because there's only going to be 6 of us in this league, and you're not going to have more than 2 starting catchers on your team unless you're a weirdo.
And what
So there's,
about pitchers?
huh?
What about pitchers? No
Pitchers?
pitchers?
No, definitely pitchers.
Okay.
Pitchers, you want to target a little less than your hitters, but strong pitching can be important. Yes.
So is it the equivalent of quarterback? As
Uh,
as in like importance and where you take it usually?
No, I wouldn't
in
say that. It's its own monster really, and that's why
Okay.
comparing it to fantasy football is really difficult because in a fantasy football setting, it really is interchangeable, and depending on the type of scoring in your league, if you do PPR, then you want to value receivers over running
Yeah,
backs,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it could be running backs over receivers. Whereas, again, so infield and outfield is kind of like that in that way, but really when it comes to pitching versus quarterbacks, there's like no correlation because you're gonna have an
Okay.
entire staff. You're gonna have like 5 starters and 2 bullpen guys, or
Mhm.
4 starters and 3 bullpen guys, however you want to go about it. But yeah, that's the gist of pitching in fantasy baseball.
Right.
In question, my biggest concern with fantasy baseball is how often do I have to adjust my lineup?
Weekly.
Like just
You can adjust it daily, but it's only really required weekly
okay.
because it's
Lovely.
not. I that's a fair concern. Like it can be a big time commitment if you're one of those people who does it daily, but you don't have to do it daily.
Okay. All right.
And taking a look at the league, I'm assuming Cameron still hasn't joined yet.
it's it's
And
he's never gonna join. You might as well find someone else before it's too late.
yeah, no, he still hasn't joined, so that's
What what
great.
what day is it again?
It's this Saturday at 5
Uh,
p.m. Central.
5 p.m. Central, so that's what 6 my time. Okay. That should work.
5 p.m. Hmm. 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 All right.
Oh,
Well,
I will say
welcome
this:
to
the one
Coast
thing
to
that I'm
Coast,
not.
real quick.
Oh,
I did start early to get the
nice.
the prelim convo in, but yeah, go ahead.
You learned. That's
One
Yeah,
thing I'm
that's
not
the intro.
enjoying about one thing I'm not enjoying about Fantrax is that I don't have an ability to do a mock draft on here, and I wanted to do a mock draft so that way I could see where players go, but there's just not one for it on here, and so
Yahoo
that's
should have
annoying.
a mock draft though. If you log into your Yahoo account, they usually have mock drafts just available without even making a leak.
God.
But yeah, new week, a new show. Yeah, fantasy baseball, and the baseball season is approaching slowly, which is a lot of fun. Really excited for baseball. Excited for the NFL draft as well, of course. And so you should be expecting both of those things to be covered in the coming weeks. So yeah, stay tuned for that if you're interested in, of course, the sports talk. It's not going away or anything like that just because it's the NFL offseason. But yeah,
Hmm.
how are you guys doing this week? Anything new?
Uh, I took my first dental impressions this week. Isn't that exciting?
Very, absolutely, 100%.
That is
What is
very
that?
exciting.
So you can, so I can maybe send you an image of a dental impression. I mean, maybe you guys have seen it, maybe not. And I can, alongside that, I can tell you the purpose of it. But I'm just gonna send you something very briefly. So it roughly looks like this. I'm gonna send it over to you now. So the purpose of a dental impression, it has a variety of uses. Say you're doing a denture, you have to take a proper,
Oh,
precise dental impression, so that we can use that mode um, to make a denture that actually fits your mouth. Um, you need impressions for crowns, you need impressions for night guards, retainers. So yeah, it's a big deal in dentistry, and it's not easy to do. I actually know a guy. He works at the dental office that I am a patient of, and he told me that when he was first learning how to take his dental impressions, it took him something like 10 bags of alginate, which is an absurd amount. Alginate is the base material that we use for dental impressions,
mm-hmm,
and it
Okay.
took him an absurd amount of alginate to get his first impressions down.
mm-hmm.
And it was on his in-laws, right? So you can imagine how they felt. But
Yummy.
it's not the easiest thing to do, and I had a pretty easy time with it. Now, granted, okay, the
So
patient,
Roofies just him is what I heard.
but granted, the patient that was definitely missing a teeth or two. Emphasis on two, okay, but I, I was still able to do it nonetheless. It was good. It was fun.
Fantastic. Yeah, as soon as you showed an image, I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get it now.
for
I
sure.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
didn't know what those were called, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always just refer to them as like a mold.
right,
They
yeah,
are a mold, but yeah, they're formally called as impressions. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
All right, very cool, very cool. We'd love to hear
What?
your career updates every week. It's,
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the one exciting thing I have to tell you guys. Everything else is just
yeah,
work
it is
studying. So
exciting. And,
yeah.
one of us at least is doing something with their life, right? One of
True,
us
true,
has
true.
a big path figured out, so that's good. That's great. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, one of us is doing something besides watching movies.
Oh, guys, I have a long path out of me, guys.
Yeah. Well, so Jacob, on that note, any cool news stories to tell for this week?
You know, I don't have a whole lot. I guess breaking news.
No
I'm
work
starting
trauma.
a no good. Actually, you know what? Let's go with the work one.
Always,
So
always some shit going on. So I don't know.
no, dude. Actually, it's funny you bring this up because I totally forgot about it. But yeah,
Oh,
no.
there you go. Yeah, you see.
We had this coworker. So
Mm.
with my current job, I sell like I'm a door-to-door sales rep for businesses for AT&T. So I sell AT&T internet and phones to business owners as
Mhm.
just a quick breakdown. So in this job, we hire a ton of people and we fire even faster because they either get it or they don't. And with sales, you don't really know until you see them in the field.
Mhm.
Um, and so we had this coworker of mine, and she was not getting it. She just couldn't get it to save her life, and she worked for us for like 3 weeks, and she
Mhm.
sucked. Couldn't get a single sale. But so I had to work with her on so we do like pair ups, and it was because I'm getting into leadership, which is funny because I'm about to quit this job, but I was getting
Oh,
into
that's lovely.
leadership.
He's quitting another job.
What a leader!
Sub leader, yeah. Wow.
Some leader right here, ladies and gents. My lord.
Holy shit.
Hey,
Do
door-to-door
say, do
sales is
say.
not for the weak, okay?
I don't see
Um,
myself doing it, to be honest. So
well,
props.
I had another job lined up. It's not like I'm not gonna have employment. But anyways, so I got promoted to leadership because I'm like the top sales guy for the last month with this
Okay,
company that
Dwight.
I yeah. I don't sell paper, I sell
Assistant
internet.
regional manager here.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do
Um
say.
but no, so basically we do pair ups, and she was with me, and I was supposed to be training her all day. And this whole conversation, so basically we had our meeting, we went to go to the strip mall, we started pitching the strip mall, we get done with there, we get in the car, we're about to head to our next territory. I'm just striking up conversation because you spend 8 hours with the person, you gotta like be able to enjoy it somewhat. So I'm like, you know what, hey, do you like living in Kansas? And it started. You would think such an innocent question. Do you like living in Kansas? Would just be like, oh no, I don't really like Kansas. Yeah, Kansas isn't that bad. I grew up here, whatever.
Mhm.
It would like you would expect to get a small talk answer. Instead, I
I'll
got
be
a
that guy.
political. I got political rage about how she hates everything in America and that it's only for the straight white male.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's awesome. You found the most extroverted, like unapologetical person of all time to ask that question to. That's great.
Well, that's the thing. She's been shy with everyone. So me just asking her if she liked Kansas, I didn't
She
think it
just
would.
really had to get it out her chest. That's all there is.
Dude,
Yeah.
she was sitting on it. She was paired up with a straight white man, and she wanted to say something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I immediately thought about that. Like, she's talking to a white man.
Who is her superior at that point in time?
Well, do you see?
But
The story writes itself at this point, man.
Yeah,
Like,
there you
I mean,
go.
my
There you
God.
go. There you go. Yeah. Oh,
so, anyways, I did what any straight white male would do, and I reported her to management, and she got fired.
oh,
Oh
that's
my
lovely.
God.
That is. Oh, nah. The jokes write themselves, don't they?
They really write themselves.
Oh my
Oh my.
God. Don't let her see
Wow.
this episode. Don't let her see this episode
Wow.
with three straight white men.
Good
I'm sure
job,
she's gonna love it.
Kathy.
Let's go, Kathy.
God
It would be
damn
so
it.
funny if her name was Cassie.
Oh man. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Jesus.
So
All
there's
right.
my work drama. There's
Yeah.
the work drama.
You
Yeah.
see, I have some more drama too. You guys know I have two jobs, right? The dental, in the forklift, right? I drive the forklift I do more than drive the forklift, but I say it
Yeah.
because it
You're
makes me
forklift
look cool, right?
certified, of course. Yeah.
He's forklift certified,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, it makes me look cool. I do more than that, but yeah, forklift, right?
Nice, nice, nice.
And I learned my lesson a while ago to not say you can do something if you can't. Okay.
Oh,
I
and
yeah.
what made you learn that lesson?
Yeah, I did. Listen, I did something to my boss's van. Okay, don't think about it too much. All right.
Did you wrap it in like saran
Don't
wrap?
think about it. Don't think about it. Okay. That's behind me. Okay. But
Yeah.
you know what? You know what I didn't do? I told them. I never told them that I could drive the big truck because we have two trucks. We have a small truck and we have a big truck. It's a big ass truck. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And my coworker asked my other coworker. Let's name them Tyler and Brian. Okay. Tyler goes to Brian and he goes, "Hey, can you drive the big truck?" And Brian goes, "I got this shit." Right. Brian hops on the big truck, and my boss. Let's name my boss David. Okay. So Tyler calls David, and he goes, "Hey, Brian's about to drive the big truck," and he goes, "No, wait for let's name him Jacob." Okay, Jacob is the guy who actually drives the big truck.
Jacob, you drive a big truck?
I do actually.
Oh my
Five,
God.
It's the
five
full
seconds.
fusion.
5 seconds after David says that, guess what? Brian crashes the big truck right then and there.
Oh.
and the engine starts leaking. So there you go.
What a guy. What a
Wow.
guy.
That real. Was that Brian? You really fumbled, man. You really fumbled.
Brian, now David told Brian that he has to pay for the engine. That engine is probably $10,000 or something. I don't even
Mhm.
want to think about it.
Yeah.
There you go. And
Brutal
they were
stuff.
talking. They were loading a container today, and they couldn't load the container anymore because the truck broke down. Listen,
Man, you know
not my
what?
department,
Look,
and it was I.
it just sounds like Brian's not fit for the job. That's really what it comes down to, right? I mean,
You said it on me,
no two ways
okay,
about it.
Yeah.
Brian. Okay, Brian.
Yeah,
He
listen
said it
here,
on me.
Brian. Listen here. It's not working out. Find something else.
Yeah. Do better.
Do better. Yeah. Yeah. You'll be able to buy
I
our
will.
Do Better Coast to Coast t-shirts in a few
I will
weeks.
say though, Brian's a funny guy. Jesus Christ,
Well, that sounds like perfect
what a
slapstick,
guy!
honestly.
What a
Crash a
guy!
truck and now you owe $10,000 for the engine. It's in every comedy film of all time.
What was is that like a Chris Farley movie?
No, I'm just making it up.
I know, I was joking too, but you
Yeah.
didn't pick up. It's okay.
Well, listen, Tommy Callahan
No,
did
there we go.
not destroy any trucks. Okay, he destroyed a nice car that his friend Richard owned. Yes,
A big
but
one at that.
yeah,
Richard
he
or
put a
David, yeah, whoever,
he put
yeah,
a deer
whoever.
carcass in the car and it came alive and then they had to pretend at some point then they had to pretend that they were attacked by
I,
bees
I,
in
I,
said car. Yeah.
What's funny is that Brucey has
I'll
no
tell
idea
you
what you're
this.
talking
He
about.
has no idea. He's
I,
never
I'm
seen the
completely
movie
lost.
before.
I'm completely lost.
Oh, you
Shout
gotta
out to
watch.
Tommy Boy.
Shout out. Shout out. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. Yeah.
R.I.P. my man.
Check out Tommy Boy.
Um,
It's so fucking funny. It's such a great movie.
I sometimes think, and I'm being for real with you guys, okay?
I sometimes
Some
think as well.
yes.
I rarely think,
Sometimes
but when I do,
not really. Okay.
when I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Go
No,
ahead. Sorry.
I'll be real though.
Yeah.
I'll be dead ass. I'll be dead ass.
All right. Let's hear it.
Sometimes I think I'm living in like fucking Truman's Show, and I'm Truman.
Yeah.
You're not one of the side characters in the Truman Show?
No, I am Truman. I am Truman.
Oh.
Listen, sometimes I think there's a director planting shit. You know? And I mean the
What
amount
are
of
they planting? Like carrots, potatoes, broccoli, celery?
I could not explain it to you because I mean just the amount of things you have to be in my shoes to understand. It's so hard to explain it. I mean, for instance, at work, forklift job, right?
Forklift driver, yeah.
Yes. Um, I'm talking to my dad, and there's this customer that he absolutely hates. We work together at the forklift job, right?
Oh, okay.
And I mean, there's this customer that he absolutely hates to deal with. The guy's asshole.
He's a no.
Anyways, yeah, the guy's
He's just a
and
big N-O written on his forehead.
no,
That's what this guy is.
Listen,
We'll name him
anyways,
Brennan.
that guy's hard to deal. No, we'll just name him moron.
You know what?
Okay,
Real quick,
moron.
Rufy. Sorry to interrupt, but if you ever need like help with like rankings for fantasy sports, do not go to fucking Yahoo because they have Garrett Crochet as the 18th best player in fantasy.
Is that horrible?
It's pretty bad. He's not even a top 10 pitcher.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Anyway.
So
Anyways,
this is just one small example.
Mm.
I always feel like I'm in a Truman Show, right? But then we get into work, and he tells me that guy is gonna contact me today. Okay, and he's
The
gonna tell
asshole?
me to
The
ship all
NO?
his shit. Yeah, he's gonna tell me to ship all his shit. 5 minutes later, what do you think happens?
he gives you a call.
Nah, but here's the thing, right? This shit happens every single day. I'm not exaggerating. This is not a one like time occurrence. This happened. I must start writing shit down. like events that happen with me and start writing it down because I mean I'm blanking out right now. Obviously, there's just so much shit that happens. But I'll start writing it down and I'll show it to you guys. I'll bring a list. I'll pull out the receipts and bring it to the pod because it is completely obscene.
Of
Yeah,
people just fucking with you.
you've got a notes app on your phone. It's the perfect medium. Just every time something
I'm
happens,
I'm I'm I'm
just make a
thinking of
note.
more. I'm thinking of more.
Wait.
Oh, look at that. He's got the stylus. He's gonna style
Dude.
on us. Wow, ladies and gents. Is that an 8 or 2 testicles?
Wait. Uh,
This is riveting content. Oh God, no!
What
No!
is my co-host? What is my co-host doing?
Oh my
I have too much
God.
power with having a stylus.
Oh man.
What is my co-host doing?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna edit this one so just so I can censor that as a joke.
I'm so
Actual
ashamed.
show.
I am so ashamed of my co-host.
Oh, oh man! Wow, wicked stuff there. All right,
POV that guy's shirt.
exactly. Yes.
Dude, I
See,
swear to God. I swear to God.
Jacob gets
Imagine
it.
you're working. Just so you guys understand this guy. Imagine you're working with someone. So you mirrored him. Okay, lovely. So or this guy. So let's say you have a deadline, right? So you get into work and you plan out your things accordingly, right? You have your deadline. You have your plan, right? Red rum. Is that what it says? Red
Shouldn't the second
cum?
R be backwards, or maybe it's the first
Yeah.
R?
And
Yeah, I have no idea.
suddenly he reached out to you, right? And he goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, I need you to do this. By the way, you plan everything else accordingly, right? And here's the thing. And if you don't do it, he gets mad. Keep in mind, he's not your boss. He's a customer.
Mm-hmm.
I say it time and time again. Whoever invented the phrase "the customer is always right" never worked customer service, and I'm convinced. I'm convinced about it. They were probably the most. If anything, they were probably the most annoying customer ever that you can find.
It was just some Karen at a Target, like,
Oh
yeah,
my god,
I
dude.
I am a customer and I am always right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I read this. I read this online. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, bro.
exactly. Yeah, that's great. I love it when customers be customer.
Oh, I don't. I really don't.
They go big boom for profits, but
That
big
should have
L
that should have
for
been my
mental
my
health.
pet peeves draft. I should have had it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe we'll revisit pet peeves at some point in the future because there's definitely a lot more we could talk about when
Oh,
it
for
comes to that
sure.
topic.
We were rattling them off like crazy. You know what really
Indeed.
grinds my gears? Mobile games that don't let you play them constantly. You know, when they like have an energy resource that you have to
Man,
use to
what the
play the
fuck is that
game.
all about?
It's some bullshit corporate thing where, oh, we gotta make sure they're not spending too much time on screens, but if they're that degenerate, they can buy more energy. So it's not actually, we don't actually care. We just want to
Uh,
make more
But no,
money.
no. I'm pretty sure the reason why they do it is so that way you have to pace out how much you play a game, so that way you don't quit the game too soon. So you keep playing it.
That makes sense too. Yeah, I'm sure it's a combination of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Those three
Like, let
things
me
actually.
grind my Raid Shadow Legends. Come on. Fuck.
So how is your Raid Shadow Legends journey since
Well, I
since you?
started yesterday and I'm level 32, so I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, wow, yeah.
look at this guy.
Or how many levels are there? Like 9,000.
100.
Oh, wow, wow. Have you put any? I'm concerned now, Jacob. I'm concerned.
Yeah, are you buying energy, Jacob?
Are
What is
you
going on?
buying energy?
No, I'm not buying energy. So with Raid Shadow Legends, there's two things that you can do. So you can download it via a like YouTuber code or whatever, and they'll give you a bunch of shit to start off the game. And then you
That's
can
what he
use
did.
promo codes daily, but there's a special type of promo code that you can only use once, and that one gives you hella shit. And so I basically just used up all my shit, and I'm finally to the point where I hit a plateau. and now I just have to do the thing where I log in daily for like the rest of my life to like progress the game, and I'm probably gonna end up quitting the game after a week.
Yeah,
and
classic.
and for how long do you have to do it again?
What do you mean?
How long do you have to log in?
Oh, to like hit my next progression?
No, you said it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
That's part of how they get you too, you know, the whole like streak system that a lot of games have now. You know, if you don't log in for a day, you lose your streak, and you're gonna miss out on all these awesome rewards. And I'm sure with Raid Shadow Legends, there's some kind of monster or hero that at the end of the week or something. And oh no, don't miss Saturday, don't miss Saturday. I know you have a funeral to go to, but you need to play during the funeral, plain and simple, if you want
You
your hero.
see,
So
Diablo does that, and I just fall for it.
so I don't I don't know if it's like gonna get on. I think it's just every day you log in is a new. I don't think it like restarts you, because
Oh,
after 30 days of logging in, I get the epic champion High Katoon, and she's apparently really good. And so that's my next like login reward. Um, but my next progression, I did the math because the way it works is like
Look at this guy.
you have to condense your champions, and then you get, because right now the champion the champion that I'm trying to get him to rank 6-star. He's at 5 stars right now. And to get him to 6-star, I need to get 5 more 5 stars, and then I can get him to 6-star.
uh-huh.
And in order to get 5 5 stars, I need to get a total of 362 stars, and then condense them by leveling them up to the max level, and then condensing, and then leveling them up to max level, and then condensing, and then leveling them up to max level, and then condensing, and then I can condense them into my 5-star.
Did you use the stylus for your math as well? You went back to the drawing board. Three
Yeah,
plus two.
I wrote it out,
Oh
The
man, wow.
yeah.
I
So
don't
right
know,
now
that really for some reason tickled the funny bone there. Saying you did the
No,
math.
no, that was funny. That was
so,
funny.
so right now I have 2 of my 5 required 5 stars to get him up to 6 stars. So we're not even halfway there, but
Fair enough.
I'm proud of you, Jacob.
honestly, Roofy, this is a game that you would enjoy.
Right? Yeah, I seen it turn based and stuff. I do like games like that.
I was gonna say, if you play Elder Scrolls Online, you would like this game.
Yeah,
Listen,
just I'm a big RPG head
yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Listen,
Okay,
Perufi
so
is proud of you now.
That's
But
oh
I'll tell you what,
now
I would be even more proud of you if you got to
if
that, if you got all those stars. So you better start grinding, boy.
oh dude, I'm gonna get him. I wonder if there's a way to see playtime on Plarium. That'd be so funny.
Oh man, I can't. The when we did the two truths and a lie a few weeks ago, and what is my most played game or whatever, it was one of
The
your
Dead by
things.
Daylight.
And
Oh
if we do
god.
this like a year from now, that's gonna be your new most played game. Raid Shadow
I
Legends.
know, right?
Oh man, wow.
It's
What a
got to be at like 12 hours.
God, since yesterday, you played all night.
dude.
I probably, because I played from like yesterday. I played from like 1 p.m. is when I made my first account. Like I only have one account, but like 1 p.m. is when I made my account.
Bro's
And then I
out here
got off.
grinding multiple accounts.
What am I hearing? Like,
12
what am I
hours
hearing
in.
over here?
12
What am I
hours
hearing over here?
I only have one account, but I'm
What a
considering making
unit!
more because there's referral bonuses.
What an absolute unit!
He's like, it's like if a Clash of Clans player just made 10 accounts for Clash of Clans, and they so that way they could just go to clan wars with themselves as all the
Is
attacks.
Jacob?
Oh my
Yo,
god. Oh wow.
Jacob might be an industry plant.
I've also probably logged about 2 hours of Clash of Clans in the last 24 hours as well.
2 hours? What are you doing for 2 hours? It's like to 10 minutes at a time, like once a day.
I mean, I do my raids constantly. I always have like my resources. I don't know. My coworkers got me hooked on mobile games, dude. Leave me alone. um, Changing topic. Yeah, one second. One
Yeah,
second.
get the topic hat
Look,
on.
get the hat.
Yeah.
Changing topics. I saw 1.5 movies this week. And
One
if you're
and a half.
curious what I mean by 1.5, I mean I saw Queen of the Ring and then I saw half of Magazine Dreams because that movie was fucking weird and my girlfriend didn't want to stay for it. So
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah, I've
Tell us
seen
about
half
it.
of Magazine Dreams. Don't recommend it from the half that I've seen. It was just uncomfortable the whole time. Like half of the movie, you're just looking at a naked black man.
Oh, that's
And
lovely.
it's
So you see, if it was a naked white man, you would be saying only great things about
Mm,
it.
no, it'd
mm.
probably be less appealing, honestly.
Well, that
Nice.
has to be
Wow.
a YouTube show, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
That's gotta be a short right there.
Oh, it's Jonathan Majors. Okay.
but he's like kind of he's he's not all there in the head. And then he's also like super aggressive because he does steroids, and
Oh,
he's
that's
like
lovely.
romantically interested in this person, but then he meets her, and he's like, "Yeah, my mom's dead, and my dad too," and she's like laughing, and then she's like, "Oh wait, you're serious," and it's just really uncomfortable.
I'm reading the synopsis here for Magazine Dreams, and it honestly sounds quite a bit like Love Lies Bleeding, which came out last year at about this time, actually, maybe a month later, so like in April. But the
Mm-hmm.
synopsis on IMDb is an amateur bodybuilder battles both the limits of his physical body and his own inner demons to gain recognition. A lot of that is Love Lies Bleeding in a way. So maybe if this one didn't work for you, maybe check out Love Lies Bleeding. That was a very interesting film. I thought didn't all quite work entirely for me, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it was just okay. If that, I don't know. I mean, I didn't want to stay for it, so I didn't care to finish it. Not really my kind of story, which is okay.
Yeah,
That happens.
yeah, fair
Queen of
enough.
the Ring was good. I want to say really good, but it was just unnecessarily long. Like it doesn't need to be more than 2 hours long, and I think it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay.
But it was enjoyable. I mean, I enjoyed every bit that I watched of it. It's just too long. Like it's unnecessarily long in the sense that like there's a lot of things that you find out that are just like kind of pointless to the story. And I get they're trying to like tell someone's like the story of somebody's life. But like there's this romance part through it that's like out of nowhere and it takes up like 20 minutes of screen time.
Mm.
And then it by the end of the story it means absolutely nothing because the male character married a different person.
Oh, that's lovely.
And so like I get that it's that like it happened in real life, but it genuinely means absolutely nothing in this just like sense of the story. So like in that perspective, it like you don't need it there. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no point in having it there. So you're just filling up airtime to include this fun fact. And it just yeah. But 7 out of 10, really really fun movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, one of
Also
the
a big what the fuck moment. There's a big what the fuck moment in the movie.
okay. Yeah, it's on my radar. I haven't had much time this week to go see anything, but yeah, I one of the cardinal sins of a movie in general is when it's trying to hit a certain runtime and it just doesn't have enough, but it just
Yeah.
keeps going. And one of the worst feelings you can have in a theater is you want to check the time just to see how much is left. Like that is one of the worst feelings. You want to escape for 2 hours and 20 minutes, not, after 45 minutes, be like, oh man, how much more of this is left.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, definitely, stuff that's poorly paced or stuff that's way too long, especially with my taste and what I prefer in a film. I like a lot tighter stuff. So,
Well,
yeah.
honestly, I think my issue with it is because I never actually there have been a couple movies where I've like looked at how much time is left in this year, and I still enjoy those movies. Like I was runtime watching with the monkey, and I really liked the monkey, but like I was runtime watching it because I was like trying to see when the climax was because it got towards the end, and I was like, holy shit, there's only 20 minutes left in this movie.
Mm,
And with this one, I never did that, but my I think why it's so long is because the first act is like an hour almost, and it's a really long introduction, and you meet this person because so the way it works is you have like 30 minutes of like scene setting and like explaining the story and like the character building and whatnot. You like learn who the main character is, and then she has conflict from the main bad villain, like the main bad villain. And then
mm,
you don't see the main bad villain for another hour because you meet this other person who's like the current problem and she's like considered the champion. And so like you think that she's going to be the main villain of the story. But then she just beats her in like the next 20 minutes of runtime, and then you just get back into more character building for like 30 more minutes, and then that villain that caused the conflict at the very like or about 40 minutes into the movie, she comes back as the big bad, and it's just like it's really weird how it all pieces together. I don't know, you'll just have to watch it. I had fun watching it. I'm being overly critical of it, but it is weirdly structured.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. So I'll definitely have to watch it and give my thoughts and see how they compare to yours for sure. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. I
I will
did.
say this, I do like the acting is really good.
Okay. Yeah. Um, I did manage to see one film though this week, and it was the one that big time release. My first like yes, 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 absolutely have to see this in the theater, maybe twice if it's really good. Was Mickey 17? It's the newest Bong Joon Ho film. So
Hmm.
in the past week and a half, I've been going back through a lot of Bong Joon Ho's filmography and some of the stuff that he's made in the past, including Best Picture winner Parasite in 2019, and yeah, so I was really amped for this one. It was a major release. It's gone through so many delays and whatnots throughout the past couple years. So it's been a long time coming to actually get the movie out, and it was a really really good time. Bong Joon Ho is a fantastic, very adept and witty person, and so it works so well for that political commentary, that satirical nature of his films, and you can see it through every single one, and it's very unsubtle in the satire,
Hmm.
which some people like more subtlety, some people like it when it's more pointed and direct. Either way, if it's well executed, it'll work for me. So, and this one again is just another hit for Bong Joon-ho. Now it's not quite as strong as the other films that I from his filmography, in my opinion, like Parasite or like Snowpiercer, which I really like as well. But it's definitely a very strong film, and again, it's very Bong Joon Ho. Like if you've seen a Bong Joon Ho film, you kind of know what you're gonna get in this film, but it's still a very pleasant experience. Robert Pattinson is fantastic in this movie. He has such a wide range, and it's exemplified
very.
perfectly by the fact that he's playing both Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 for a majority of this movie, and they're very different, despite being cloned copies of the same person. They're still very different. They're very distinct. Still have their own personalities that are slightly altered, though they're the same person again. So yeah, just a really fun time. Really good commentary. Really good satire. Great physical comedy. It really hit all the beats for me.
So you disagree with Charlie's opinion then? Because Charlie is not a fan of
I
this
did not
movie.
watch Moist Critical's video on the review. I didn't
Oh,
watch his review.
yeah.
So
It's loosely titled. I think it's One second. I think it's like something like I was disappointed in this, but as soon as he said Mickey 17, I was like, okay, I'm clicking off of that because I don't want to have it spoiled. Oh yeah, this movie was a little disappointing.
Okay. I guess I understand to a little degree. Maybe if you're upset a little bit about how they decide to go about this whole expendable thing, and if you've seen the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. But there, I could see a world where people are disappointed by the route that they decided to take
Mm-hmm.
with the expendable storyline versus something that could be a lot more interesting, and for that matter, like as one example, like an Edge of Tomorrow. If you've seen Edge of Tomorrow, though that's not cloning; it's just a Groundhog Day plot. But like a
Mm-hmm.
science fiction action type of elevated movie in that regard, I get it if that's like what you wanted and that's not what you got. I mean, again, what did you expect? You're going into a Bong Joon-ho movie. If that's what you expected, you're just wrong. It's also based off of
Mm-hmm.
a novel, so that there's that too. If you don't like the film, then you probably don't like the novel either, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I guess a big problem, at least that where I differentiate from a lot of other critics online and everything like that, is that so many critics nowadays, and it's kind of shown its cards over the years as well, especially even with the Academy Awards and whatnot. The movies that get such high praise now, and it's not a problem, but it's something that I differentiate from a lot of people. Movies that are recognized and everything like that, they're recognized for acting a lot more than direction now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, multitude of factors at play for that reason. But for me, I'm a lot more of a director's kind of guy, I guess. I like the visual medium as a
Mm-hmm.
and again, look, good acting makes or breaks a movie, of course. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that I will prefer a film that's like perfectly directed over a film that's perfectly acted any day of the week. I like the visual
Right.
medium aspect of it than the character
Mm-hmm.
or whatever aspect of it. Again, I love great character works. I love great acting, but I don't know, just a slight difference. And so I think with with a lot of people nowadays, their preference is acting stuff or character work or character studies. That's why the biopic is so huge right now. Not a fan of a
Mhm.
lot of biopics, but they're the meta genre right now because so many people show up for characters, for people, as opposed to directorial style. Very few directors now have that kind of
Mm-hmm.
gravitas, toward the cinemas. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I recommend Mickey 17. I think you should check it out. It's a lot of
I was
fun.
going to anyways.
Um, yeah, just it worked really well for me. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if I get 3 free movies a week, I'm not gonna miss out on a movie
yeah.
just because someone else doesn't like it.
especially a
Actually, I gotta
especially a
figure out
big
what I
one
want
like
to see
this.
tomorrow.
I mean, this is a big movie. So, um, all right. Well, the cap is on again, or still, perhaps. So, I suppose we should move into some NFL free agency talk real quick, because we
Mm-hmm.
are 2 days in to free agency officially. So there's been a lot of moves, a lot of money moving around, and I just want
Mm-hmm.
to, don't want to spend too much time on this, but brief overall thoughts and maybe some great signings that you guys liked, or some signings that you thought were absolutely terrible, and also your takes on, of course, how your teams are doing with this
Mhm.
whole spiel. So go ahead.
I want to die as a Saints fan. Honestly, I'm to the point where I just hope they take Shadur so I can just be a fan of some other team. Um,
What? You keep Chase Young for such a good deal.
yeah. Who said it was a good deal? A good deal for his agent, probably.
Uh,
So yes, the Saints signings so far are Justin Reed to a 3-year, $31 million
that was
deal.
good. That was
Uh,
really good.
I don't
It
care.
was actually I not 31. I think it was like 22. Actually, they got the numbers wrong, so it's cheaper than it was initially reported.
I thought that was really good.
No, I'm pretty sure the 22 million was the wrong number and it's 31.
Regardless,
I
I
mean,
think I
maybe I'm
think
wrong, but
three
I'm pretty
years.
sure
I
that the second
think
number was 22. But again,
Okay, well if
could
regardless.
it's
be wrong.
22 million, I don't hate it. If it's 31 million, I really hate it.
I
Um,
honestly I like it regardless. If it was
okay, listen, value wise for Justin Reed, it's fine regardless. Like he could have gotten paid 13 million. I would have thought it would have been fine. Um,
mm,
the problem that I have with it is why are you continuing to spend money right now? Like why will you just not commit to a rebuild?
mm.
Um,
Yeah, but that's
and
been known, Jacob. That's the thing. Like
I know, but you don't understand how exhausting it is
I
year in
know,
year out.
I know.
Like I don't think you understand how I would feel more relief if the Saints just cut half of their roster and fired Mickey Loomis. I would feel more relief from that than I would from any orgasm I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow, wow,
Wow. That's
wow.
something. That is something.
Big Saints guy over here. Holy shit.
Yeah, he loves the Saints more than his girlfriend. Can you believe it?
Or his orgasms.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're watching. It's a joke.
Is it?
No.
No, to
Oh,
Jacob's
whoa,
orgasms.
whoa!
Yeah.
I'm not a part of that. You can't blame me
Oh,
for that.
Anyways,
I was out here doing PR for you, man. I don't know
I
what you're doing.
know, I know, I know. He's ruining
Look.
it.
You see what happens when your GM sucks this bad? You make people into someone they're not.
well, what I don't understand is how he continues to have a job. Like
Yeah,
the team performance hasn't been good for the last
Yes, he has the
decade.
excuse that he has no money.
He's the reason for that.
I know, but
exactly.
that's his excuse.
No, that's not an excuse. He's caused all our issues. Every financial issue the Saints have is because of Mickey Loomis. Um, it is insufferable. But to the shit that I have to deal with from being a fan of this team, paying Chase Young $17 million a year for the next 3 years, and like Riz
That
was
is
like, I gave it,
horse shit.
dude. Riz was like, I gave it
That
a
is
C
horse
minus
shit.
because there is still like talent there. There's like potential in Chase Young, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm sure. You know what?
You don't pay
I'm
17
sure.
mil just based on potential. You don't do that.
Yeah,
Well,
you need
You
no,
results
don't
with
do
that
that. You
money.
don't do that. You don't
you
do that.
definitely need results for 17 million,
You don't
but
pay 17
th-
mil for
you
potential.
can't justify it with that even because Brandon Staley doesn't develop talent, and you hired Brandon Staley.
Yeah,
So
it's a real
we
tough
literally
one.
have the worst defensive coordinator in the league, and we're like, here, let's dish out 24 or not 24, it's 17. Let's dish out $28 million to the defense.
Wasn't
Like,
it? Wasn't it? Oh, in total, yeah. I guess.
yeah. And so I'm just like, come on, man. And then we re-signed Jawan Johnson to $11 million AAV, and I'm just like, do you not see the tight end class? Can you not like prepare for just 2 months in advance?
You are not getting Tyler Warren, buddy. You're not gonna like it.
You don't have to get Tyler Warren, dude. There's plenty of second and third round guys that would be better than Jawan Johnson long term.
I'm just saying because you've been slamming the desk for Tyler Warren. He's not a saint. He's not
I'm
a
okay.
saint.
Oh, you want to be a Dolphin? That's what it is.
Um, I would like him to be a Dolphin, but I have at least 5 players over him that I want to be a Dolphin.
Okay, then that's fine. But even if we don't get Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland in the second would be great.
Yeah, Loveland's
Mason
great.
would be great in the third round.
Yep, yep,
Terrence
yep.
Ferguson from Oregon, he'd be pretty solid if you got him in the fifth.
You got
Like,
Jones. You got Jones, and you're gonna like it.
you mean Johnson?
I thought it was Jones.
Jawan Johnson.
I thought it was Joan Jones. I apologize.
At the
I
same
swear I
time,
heard Joan Jones.
I do, I do obviously like Warren. I think he's a great, going to be a great player in the NFL. But at the same time, picking in the top 10 at a non-premium position like that, I just don't get. And I think the history as well speaks otherwise. Where a lot of recent tight ends, not every single one, of course, but where recent tight ends have been picked that early and just don't pan out, or they're very disappointing. There go Kyle Pitts. No
While
offense.
I while I agree with you, Warren's different than those guys. He has traits that I think will succeed
Yeah,
in the
I'm not.
NFL.
Yeah,
It's not a comparison to him
No, I
between Noah
understand. I
Fant.
understand where you're coming from.
Obviously,
I
yeah,
understand
I
where you're
have
coming
Tyler
from.
Warren. I have Tyler Warren in the same like stratosphere as Brock Bowers.
I have him close to Bowers and those guys. I understand where Anthony is coming from, though. His positional value
And I
is
do too.
not
But
there.
even if and I know he's not saying anything. I know he's not saying anything about like the second and third round, but like I'd even name all the tight ends. Like there's still Gunnar Helm, Terrence Ferguson,
Yeah,
Mitchell
yeah,
Evans.
exactly,
Like there
exactly.
are so many. This is an amazing tight end class,
Yeah.
both top and bottom.
Yeah.
And for you to go out and pay 11 million to a tight end when you're negative
Sheesh.
60 million going into, I'm just like, and what are you gonna do to make room for that? You're gonna restructure Tyrann Mathieu. You're gonna restructure Ryan Ramczyk, and what's gonna happen? You're gonna have 45 billion dead cap for 2 more years. And it's just getting annoying.
Right.
Like at
And
some point you have to learn from
Pull
your
the plug, right?
mistakes.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you hit on the second part of my point that I was going to make there, with the depth of this class. Because
Yeah.
for me, Tyler Warren at the top, of course, but is not there is not that much separation. It's
Between
very
him and
close, I
Loveland, I
really
don't
think.
think so. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when you have that,
Well,
and you have such a difference in draft projection, and not just between them two, but the next, like you said, the next 5 to 6 guys even below that, there's not a terrible degree of separation between these guys. And with that depth, and where that tight ends are going to be a position that will fall, generally speaking, because it is a non-premium position. You can get even a guy like one of my guys out of this class is Harold Fannin Jr. You can get a guy like Fannin Jr. in the third round and be super happy with yourself, because like that
Yeah.
is
It's a
just a
starter. Yeah.
yeah, that's just a fantastic
Yeah.
player that you get in the
Yeah.
third round, and you don't have to think
Yeah.
twice about it. So, um, yeah, tough
I mean,
one.
there's a reason why executives and GMs say it all the time that you make your roster in those rounds, the third and the fourth. That's where you really make your roster, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's the type of guy that changes your roster, right? And you don't have to get a guy like that in the first. A guy like you can get in the first in your premium position, you know.
I
Especially,
just
I
find
mean,
it this team is so not generational, but like this team is so like it's so irritating because, and I get it. I couldn't be a better GM than Mickey Loomis. I'm not saying that I could.
you
But when
probably
you
could.
go,
You probably could.
I would have our team in a better situation than he would have if I started 2 years ago. Um I
But
just I see I don't understand. This is the thing that confuses me the most about the NFL, and that's the GMs consistently draft bad players in the first round when there is a plethora of like reasons not to draft them. Like, why on earth was Peyton Turner our first round draft pick 4 years ago? Like,
Couldn't
and
answer that.
nobody could, nobody. And you might be like, oh well, our
Leatherwood to
scouts
the Raiders when he
are
went to the first round.
bingo. And it's like, oh, well, our scouts had them higher. Well, nobody else did. So at some point, you have to think, okay, maybe our guys have it wrong if everyone else is saying that this guy is better. And I get that, like, certain team interviews can make that a little bit different, but I highly doubt that players that are just behind him are interviewing that much worse. Like, it,
I do like when GMs and front officers are very convicted in their own evaluation. I do like that. But sometimes you overthink too much. I think sometimes you're trying to show out, perhaps, and you also got to understand, like, if you know for a fact, and I mean, obviously this makes no sense what I'm about to say, but maybe it might apply to teams that are drafting in your range. But say that you know for a fact, it's purely hypothetical, right?
Mhm.
But with the Leatherwood case, right?
right.
Pretty much know for a fact that Leatherwood was the only team that was that high on him were the Raiders. They could have had him in the second.
Mhm.
I think they have to think about these things. Draft a guy in
Well,
the first.
Peyton Turner was a third round guy. Like, and the
Yeah,
players
like
that are taken right after Peyton Turner are you have Gregory Rousseau. He just got paid 84 million over
and
4 years because he's
he's
a
good
dog.
and he's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
a dog.
dog. You
Yeah,
have Javon Holland, dog.
yeah,
You have Landon Dickerson. He's a pretty damn good interior lineman. You know who
yeah.
he's better than? Cesar Ruiz, who you drafted ahead of Jordan Love, you fucking troglodytes. And then you also have players like Christian Barmore, Tevin Jenkins, which Tevin Jenkins hasn't panned out, but out of the draft, he looked
I
like a
still
really
like him.
good guard
I
blocker.
think he should be paid. I think he's gonna pan out still. I really do.
Well, and now that he's
I
got
hope he
help on
does.
the interior, I think there's a good
I
shot if they put him at right tackle. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly what
I
their
was
I
plans
I
are,
like
was
but
Tevin
always high.
Jenkins.
I was always high on Tevin Jenkins. I really think he should get a chance.
as was I. But you have so much talent immediately behind him. Nick Bolton was taken halfway through the second round. Like,
Yep. Yeah. That's why
oh,
I'm looking
oh,
forward to the
sorry,
draft so
sorry,
much. There's
sorry.
gonna be
Actually,
so many
if we're gonna
overdrafts,
if we're gonna talk
so many
interior
reaches.
O lineman, Creed Humphrey was taken at the bottom of the second round that year.
You see, I was having a discussion with my friend the other day, another Dolphins fan. He hates the idea of drafting guards and centers in the first round, dude, for positional value. And listen, first off, I think centers and guards, especially centers, are extremely, extremely underrated in what they do. I don't care if you're picking them in the first. If you like the guy, you pick him, like Tyler Booker, for instance. I would not complain about Tyler Booker at 13 because I know that's a guy that can change your team. I don't care if he's a guard. I don't listen. If the Dolphins like Tyler Booker at 13, I would take Tyler Booker at 13.
Well,
The
it's
same.
really important if you're taking them in, well, not just a heavy run scheme, but they're very valuable to inside running, and inside
Yeah,
running is
yeah,
what wins games.
yeah, exactly. But, I mean, Dickerson, right? Humphrey. These guys fell. I mean, Dickerson didn't fall, right? He didn't fall, but he had. I had a higher grade on him. I had him like a top 10 player in that draft. I mean, that guy is phenomenal. He only fell because he's a center. Purely the only
Mhm.
reason. I I don't like that. I think
Well,
yes,
Creed
positional
Humphrey
value.
only fell because he's a left-handed center. He snaps left-handed, and
I
that
know,
was
but
a
like
big
that's such
go-off.
horse shit, bro. Like that's such horse shit. Like come on, bro.
It's the
Yeah.
dumbest thing in the world.
Same thing with JPJ. I love JPJ, and I think he's gonna pan out.
Hmm.
Why did he fall so much? Because he's a center. Okay, so what? In the next 3 years, you're gonna be like, oh my god, we need a center, and you're gonna sign one for like 3 mil, and like, bro, just draft the guy, bro.
Yeah. And it's what this stuff just seems like such common sense. Like we watch football every week. Like we do occasional scouting. We don't do it as a full-time job, and we're still seeing that these guys are better than the guys that our teams are taking, and it's so insufferable.
I don't know anything about the
It's one of
sport.
those things that
Okay,
makes no sense.
I
It's one
like
of those
I
things.
like to think that I don't know anything about the sport compared to any NFL GM, and I think that's the case. But when I see a team like the Vikings, I love what they're doing this offseason. I absolutely love what the Vikings are doing this offseason. They're heavy on trenches, and I'm just shocked that not every single team. Not okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, right? But how come only the Vikings is taking this approach? The Vikings and the Bears, right? They're building so heavily on the trenches. We just saw the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles built through the draft, right? But that's
The
how
Bears are going to make the playoffs next year.
I love what the Bears are doing. They're giving Ben Johnson everything he needs on offense. I think their defense is going to be fine.
Dude,
I love
the
what the Bears are
Bears are
doing,
who I want to take Gianti. If the Bears take Gianti, he's going to
and
thrive.
I think they should. I think they should. They're setting up that O line. They have Caleb. They have they're going to get receivers. Um, I love what the Bears are doing. I love what the Bears
Well,
are doing.
everyone
Absolutely.
talks about Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson is like the quarterback guru. His team's passed for so many yards. He's gonna run the shit out of the ball,
They're building
and he's gonna
trenches, dude.
be
They're building that
he's
team
gonna be
right.
so good
They're
at
building
running the
that team
ball.
right. Same thing for the Vikings. They're building that team right,
Hmm.
which is why I'm really hoping Dolphins continue to add maybe two more trench players in free agency, but especially through the draft. I love the James Daniels um, addition. He was a complete dog. Obviously, Chris Greer just has this thing with injured players, right? It's unbelievable, right? But I love the James Daniels hire. The hire, but came in cheap. I think it was 3 years for 24, so 880. It's not bad at all. For
Affirmative.
a guy
Yeah.
that, yeah. I love the contract we gave him. We brought back Dodson. I think I talked about it on Twitter. He came in the middle of the season. He didn't play so good in the first game, but he started picking up the weights as he really got integrated with into the Weaver system. And I thought he deserved another contract. They gave him a 2-year contract, so I
Hmm.
thought that was pretty deserved for Dodson, especially a position of need. I mean, a guy not proves himself, but he's showing out, playing good. Came in the middle of the season, had no prep time. At a position of need, I think you got to give the guy a shot. So props to Greer and Co. on that. I'm not sure what their plan is for the secondary. They added two depth pieces of safety with Melifone too. How do you pronounce his name? I always forget. It's Ifeatu.
Ifeatu Melifonwu.
Yeah, Melifonwu and Ashton
What
Davis.
a dog.
Guys,
He just pronounced that like it was nothing.
yeah, look at him. I liked him out of the draft. I think he has good ball skills. Another, I mean, he's just always injured. He's a good all-around safety, but yeah, constantly injured. Again, Chris Greer has a thing for injured players. I mean, he's a good depth piece. If he stays healthy, he's gonna really add to the team. Ashton Davis, I think, is good. But so far, no corner additions. I'm not sure if they're looking at Malachi Starks at 13. They did just bring Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, and Anthony Weaver to Georgia's pro day. So I mean, there's plenty of guys to look at there that Miami could be looking at, like Jalen Walker, Micah Williams, Malachi Starks. All three guys that I would be very happy with at 13. So I'm not sure. Maybe they're looking at corner with the pick 13. Chris Greer loves his corners. No knee. My God. Right. Cam Smith, guy, second. I think that I saw a stat. In the 9 years that Chris Greer has been a GM, 5 out of the 9 drafts, he has picked a secondary player in the first 2 rounds.
Goated.
So I'm really expecting a secondary piece in the first 2 rounds. Maybe it's Watts in the second round. I would love that.
Cat sighting.
Maybe. Yeah. Where? Oh. Anyways. Oh, there. Your cat. I was looking for mine. Cute. Maybe it's Watts in the second. I'll be happy with that. Why is my shit falling, bro? Maybe they take a shot at Will Johnson and Chris Greer loves injured players.
I've watched you combat your chair and everything falling off of it all episode for an hour now.
Look, it's falling again. It's falling again.
Just give it up, bro. It's not happening.
Yo,
Bro's goofy. Oh God.
Stupid ass Dolphins blanket.
So we have Jacob, who is of course unhappy with the current goings of the offseason. But we have Barufi,
Every
who
single one.
I'm not
initially
upset.
initially you were a little upset, but now it's
I definitely was.
Yeah, it's turning a corner.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Greer's also always very conservative with the contracts that he gives out, especially when we have so little money. Look at me combating the chair again. All right. One thing Chris Greer does well is money contracts. He rarely overpays players. You could find a case or two, obviously, but rarely does it. He focuses on good contracts. He believes in the philosophy of bringing 3 guys that are worth 4 mil instead of bringing 1 guy that's worth 12 mil, kind of thing, right? Which I'm kind of in the same boat as well. I want to have a more complete roster, especially with the amount of holes the team has. But I do want to see some trenches in the defensive side. Give Zach Sealer some help. I'm not sure if they're thinking of bringing Calais back.
Oh,
Maybe they're waiting on a
news,
decision.
Colts are signing Neville Gallimore.
Who? Colts?
Yeah.
Yeah, Colts are adding. I like Gallimore. Colts added some good players as well, right? I think Javarius Ward was a good sign for them.
Chris Ballard finally realized that his job is not 100% secure, and he actually has to do something and be active.
Use his money for once, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. My God. We talked about that last episode, I think.
I'm
The
also a
Colts are
big
allergic
Neville
to using money.
Gallimore guy.
Who else I think is having I think Bears are having a fantastic free agency. Vikings, I'm a fan of.
I'm
Steelers,
a little bit more lukewarm on both the Vikings and Bears, just purely based on the amount of money that they're dishing out in some of these contracts. Like,
but the Bears had that much money to spend.
No, I get that, and I get that. But if it doesn't work out, for example, like if Joe Tooney is just old now and sucks, as just
could
one
very well
example,
happen, yeah.
like there are a lot of things that can go wrong, and now that's a lot of money that you just wasted.
Invested,
and you don't have a solution now. You don't have room for it, and but I'm not saying it's not going to pan out. I do like the additions that they've added. I just think that the money, the cost is maybe a little too much.
I
It
see. I
is
see what you're saying.
overall generally speaking a weaker free agent class than in previous years. And so what we're seeing though is that because it's a weaker class, we're seeing lesser players get paid way more than they ever should.
Yeah,
Um, namely
to
like
get those guys that you
one
really want,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And one of the off seasons that I've hated the most, frankly, is the Packers. I
I
don't
thought you were gonna
don't
say the
understand
Patriots.
I don't
Okay.
understand what the Packers well, the Patriots haven't really done anything, so it's hard to
So they
hate.
threw so much money at Milton Williams. It's not even funny.
Yeah, but that's like the
So
one
much
thing that
money.
they've done. So whatever, But
Wait, is the
man,
Packers that signed Milton Williams? How did I just miss that?
no, the
Yeah, the
Patriots did. The
Patriots.
Patriots,
Patriots.
the
Oh, okay. I
They
was
Packers,
about
threw
to say.
so
no,
much money at
the
it.
Packers are responsible for signing Aaron Banks 4 years, $77 million, which
That's absurd. That
I
is
think that is the
unbelievable.
worst contract that has been given
Absurd.
out this offseason so
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
That's
I
pretty
actually told
bad.
my
Yeah.
friend the same thing 2 days ago. It's what a horrible contract. We were talking about players that we would like in Miami. He's a Dolphins fan, the Dolphins group I have, and I said that Aaron Banks at a cheap price. I wouldn't complain. Just we need the help in the interior, right? And
Definitely wasn't cheap.
the number that I said, the number that I would probably have Aaron Banks is 6 or 7 AAV. I would not offer more than that. And that's generous, I think. I think a lot of people would offer even less. It's because the Dolphins are desperate for help at that position. 17 is absurd.
Oh no, I could see him getting 13.
But he got 19. 477. He got $19 million, guys, per
19,
year.
yeah.
Fucking crazy. As a 49ers fan and having watched him, and there was hype around after the draft, after selecting him because he's a big player. He's huge. And
He's
he
very big.
he can be a bully. He should be a bully. He should be a very powerful guy who can
He's
move
so
people in the
slow,
run game
though.
and protect in the pass game. But
He's
he's so
so
damn
slow.
slow, and the size
So
has
slow.
never panned out. It's never panned out. He gets outpowered all the time on the tape, and he's just been so
And that's
bad.
a problem.
He's been
That's a
so
problem.
bad for us. I'm sick of Niner fans like turning a blind eye to the left guard spot as if, like, yes, right tackle and center are really bad too, but left guard is very it's a big hole right there, and it's really important. So yeah, that's just a brutal contract though. But whatever, make your money, man. I guess.
Dude, you
Oh,
should sign
shit, his
Caesar
agent
Ruiz. I'm
needs a
pretty sure he's a
statue,
free
bro.
agent.
Say it again,
Who is
Jacob.
it? Rosenhaus?
I don't know who the agent is, but
No,
Jacob,
it
you
might be
said something.
Rosenhaus is like 90% of the
Oh
players.
no, never mind. Sorry, I was gonna say you guys should sign Caesar Ruiz. I'm pretty sure he's a free agent, but no, we re-signed him last year for a $44 million extension.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
yeah,
Can you go back to Goats Excel and just kind of like skim through it? I just want to see,
yeah.
just visualize some of the other things
Mm-hmm.
that took place. Hufanga, I was really hoping for Miami to get him. I don't love the 15 mil though.
No,
After
15 mil
such a
and 3 years. That's brutal,
no,
honestly.
after such a rough injury, I don't know.
Yeah, that's really risky.
Kinlaw was also
Javon
horse shit.
Kinlaw might be the worst signing of the
Yeah,
year.
no, I think it's still Aaron Banks, dude. Aaron Banks was inexcusable.
I don't know though, because Kinlaw's been like a rotational depth piece.
I
Kinlaw's
really
really bad, yeah. For again, but
I
everybody this offseason is getting way more money than they should. That's what I don't understand, right? So like
yeah,
relative to what we
Spillane.
usually are expecting, yeah, that's
Justin
really
Fields
bad.
C plus is so generous.
Yeah.
Spillane, he's really good at what he does, but not complete enough to be full 11 million. And I'm a big Spillane guy, but
Oh, okay, so New England's been a little bit more active. I didn't see that one.
yeah, they
Bro,
got
we
Morgan
paid
Moses.
Chase
Yeah,
Young more than
No,
DJ
DJ Reed
Reed.
actually,
got paid.
honestly,
Oh, they got Carlton Davis.
I like
Yeah,
that Spillane signing a lot actually for New England. I think that's
I
gonna
think he
pan out.
does. Yeah, I think he does what he's supposed to do well. But
Well,
Yeah.
he's gonna be
anyways,
a dog for New England, especially with Mike Vrabel. But there's no way that we paid Chase Young more than DJ Reed got paid.
yeah, it's absurd. Um, Jeremy Chin is a guy I was really hoping for Miami to get. I like Jeremy Chin a lot.
So you wanted them to get two new safeties, Hufanga and Chin?
One of the two, not necessarily both.
Well, I feel like
would
they would play really good together.
I would maybe, yeah. I mean, I would have loved Chin. I'm a big Chin guy, and Holland got way less than I thought he would.
Apparently, he
I'm not
took
sure.
less money to play in New York.
That Vikings report is fake.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Thank God.
he came out and he came out and
But
He's like,
even before
that's
he came
cat.
out, I didn't bite that shit. Like 6 mil. I don't think he would have refused it.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
That
Especially
is a
to
lot
play
of
for
money.
the Giants over the Vikings. Like
Yeah.
what?
I do like what the Giants did with him. I mean, 15 mil is not crazy. I mean, if you look at the other safety deals as well, he might be the most talented of the safeties. Obviously, rough the last 2 years, but the same talent is there. So, anyways, Najee at 9.5. I think I don't like Najee, man. I don't think 9.5 for Najee
Yeah,
is an A.
why did that get such a good grade?
I don't agree with Goat there. 9.5 is crazy. I don't like Najee like at
He was
all.
Part
like Najee is a consistent 1,000 yard. He said 1,000 yard receiver. I don't know if you caught that in his video, but he's a consistent 1,000 yard running rusher. But he gets like 330 carries a year.
I don't like
Like
Najee.
So part of I'm not a Najee fan either, but part of what makes him attractive, especially for the Chargers or for any team like that, is that he's
Receiving.
available. He doesn't get hurt. He's
No,
going
yeah, I
to be
guess.
he's a reliable 3 down back in that way. He gets a lot of work and he doesn't get injured. He's not the most productive with it, but it's somebody that can be relied on for this
But look,
roster.
Javante Williams at 3 mil versus Najee Harris at 9.5.
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand. I understand availability. Okay, but 6 mil difference for me is a little bit crazy. I would rather have Javante over Najee
of
any
course.
day.
And
Any day.
Javante might flourish in Dallas, quite frankly.
I think so. I think so. Do you think Dallas goes RB at 12
well,
after
honestly,
this?
what I would have liked
No.
if because how much did Rico Dowdle get paid?
Rico Dotto
It was
got
like four and a
very
half.
recently. Oh, no, you passed. You passed. Go up. Rico, no, a little down. Little down. Rico Dowdle right there. Rico
3. Same
Dowdle.
thing, the
Three.
same
Yeah, that's
price.
good.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
really good.
I
That's
would
really
have
good.
way preferred that than 9 million for Najee
Najee,
because
not even
Rico's healthy
close. Not
too.
even close.
That's horrible.
Um, um, I'm just looking for some other interesting stuff.
Or
I
or
love the Westbrook Ikine signing. I absolutely love that one. We needed that. We really
that
did
one's
need that.
really good.
I
But it's
love that
also
signing.
really cheap for that
Yeah,
level
I
of
love the
receiver.
signing. I love
But
the
what
signing.
the thing about the Chargers that doesn't make sense is why don't you just draft one of the guys? There's like 8 really good running backs this year.
They're probably only in love with one or two guys,
Najee,
and
I think
number one, they probably aren't expecting Janty to be there at their pick, and they don't want to reach, I guess, and they're not expecting guys to be there in the. I don't know. It's a fair
I would
question to
love
ask.
it
Quinshon
just smells like
Judkins.
Harbaugh to me. It just smells like Harbaugh to me. Like
I would
it feels
well
like a
he can
Harbaugh
go
guy.
get okay, Harbaugh guy, he can go get Donovan Edwards in the 4th round.
Listen, I know
I
I
mean,
agree
he
with
did
you,
that
but
last year too, right? Kamani Vidal in the 5th. You know,
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna rinse and repeat there, and expect Edwards to be the starting back. That's for
I
sure.
What
mean,
else?
if we're talking fits, I really like Quinshon Judkins for the Chargers. I think he'd be great with the Chargers. But
I
Maybe it
that's
think
was
me.
more of a thing like let's get our guy now and not take our chance later kind of thing. I'm not sure,
part
but
of my problem with the Judkins thing, and not necessarily because it's not a fit for the offense, but Justin Herbert does like to have a back that is more consistent catching passes out of the backfield. And I'm just not a fan of Judkins' receiving game at all.
I mean, that's fair criticism, but I think he would fit running really well.
Sure,
And
yeah,
then you can have a different 3rd down back like Kamani Vidal.
sure. I could see that.
let's see some of these others. He liked James Daniels to Miami. I'm looking for some other. Yeah, Jonathan Allen. Man, what a guy. Okay, how is he giving that an A, dude?
That's a good contract. I like that.
14 mil for Daniel Jones?
Justin Fields got paid 6 million more, and
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is way better of
Daniel
a
Jones is
quarterback.
better. And and
Dude,
it's for a guy who
dude.
all three of us, like at the beginning of the 2024 season, were like, he's actually not the problem right now in
I
New York.
agree. But
And
no way in hell I'm paying him 14 mil. Like, no
I
way
get
in
that. I
hell.
get
What are
that.
you?
But
Well,
at the
no,
same
you're not
time,
paying him 14 million to be a backup. They're paying him 14 million to come in and compete for a starting job.
I think that might be part of it. But also, they're expecting him to play regardless because of Richardson's injury history. They're expecting Jones to play, and they want a good backup so that way they can still be competitive, especially with their now that
Yeah,
they're
and Daniel
spending all
Jones
this
is
money.
arguably the best backup in the league.
I
It's either
I,
him or
I
like
understand
Jameis.
I'm not saying that it's not a good fit. I think it's a very good fit, and I like Jones. But 14 mil for me is a little too high for me.
It's
I
just
can't.
not for a quarterback. It's not.
How much did
Dude,
how
if
much
you're
did
telling me
Darnold
that
get?
I can have Daniel Jones for 14 million or Derek Carr for 40, I'm taking Daniel Jones.
Okay, dude. We're talking
That's
about
a
Derek.
big difference. that
Come on, we're
that's
talking about
apples and
Derek Carr at
oranges.
40, bro. Yeah, it's not the same thing.
Like, okay, Zach Wilson, 1 year, 6 mil for Miami.
I don't hate it. It could be like a Darnold
Dude, you got the
2.0
best
story.
quarterback in the league for 6 million? That's crazy.
I obviously I'm not that super high on Zach Wilson, but he has the physical
You're
traits.
not?
No, I'm not like you. He has the physical traits.
This is
You
a
know,
horrible fit. Zach
there's
Wilson's like
it's not a good fit. It's
biggest
not a good fit. It's not a good fit
his
to the
biggest
offense.
issue is like the quick passes,
I know
the
it's
in
not a good
scheme.
fit, but they're gambling on him on his physical tools and to be like a Darnold 2.0 kind of.
You know where Zach Wilson would
I
be?
don't hate the gamble.
Well, no. Zach Wilson is nothing like Darnold for one. But Zach Wilson's best fit or like best team that he could go to is he should go back up Patrick Mahomes. That's where he should go. Mormon Mahomes reunites with Patrick Mahomes. That's where it should be.
I actually don't disagree. I think it's just Miami taking a chance at a guy that
Take a
got
chance
burned
and
too early and fucking the Jets. So
maybe maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but with the Nick Whisper-Kikine signing, they could be looking to change a little bit, and not bringing Raheem Mostert back too. They may be looking to adjust and alter things, which would be a good sign, by
I'm
the way.
missing. I love
Um,
him.
yeah. So
Jalen Wright's gonna be the #1 running back in Miami. I can't wait.
It's still HN for now.
I said gonna be.
speaking of backup quarterbacks, though, Mac Jones, uh, full circle moment,
Yeah,
with the
let us hear about that.
full circle moment with pick 3, in the 2020 NFL draft, and
Yeah.
Mac Jones, and now he's on the 49ers for 2 years, 7 million. That is a fantastic contract. Mac Jones is again one of the better backups I think in the league, and so 2 years for $7 million, that's really great. I think
Would you rather have Mac Jones for 2 and 7 or Daniel Jones for 1 and 14?
Daniel Jones.
No way in hell, dude. No way in
not
hell.
no, because he's not going to be competing for a starting job in San Francisco. It would need if it was Daniel Jones 1 and 7, I would consider that for sure.
Okay, 1 and 7.
Daniel
Sure.
Jones is Daniel Jones is definitely the better quarterback, but Mac Jones is a better scheme fit for San Francisco.
And that
And
was
that's
obviously
who I wanted in Miami. I think Mac Jones would have fitted
yeah,
obviously way better
and
than
that was
Zach Wilson
obviously
as
the
a backup.
talking point during that draft season is, oh look, this is the new Garoppolo for San Francisco. And so I mean, we'll see. I doubt he gets I mean, unless Purdy gets murdered because there's no line for him to block for him. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I doubt we see him. Maybe we see him in relief a couple times or whatever. But I will say I did want to touch on this briefly before we move on to our game to close out the show.
Mm-hmm.
The overreactions right now about the 49ers are pretty absurd. I mean, do you guys agree? It's gotten pretty wild out there with some of the stuff that people have been saying.
Dude, I saw some 49ers tanking allegations.
Yeah, I don't think it's a rebuild. I don't think it's tanking.
Ryan Clark literally today said, if you're going to go full rebuild, did I lose you guys?
No, he died.
No, he's
Am I
back.
back?
Ryan
Okay.
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark.
Shut him up.
Okay, so
It's like a curse. That's like
I'm being
it's like
silenced by the
a.
ESPN overlords. They don't want me talking shit on Ryan Clark.
It's like Bloody Mary, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Ryan Clark.
So
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark came out today. He said a lot of crazy shit today.
Oh,
but
let me tell
the
you.
thing about the 49ers that he said was, if you're going to go full rebuild, trade Christian McCaffrey. Like, what about this offseason has indicated that we are rebuilding? Like, what about this? Are we seriously like hinging on this Deebo Samuel trade as in, oh no, look, they're selling everybody now. It's a mass exodus. It's going crazy, pandemonium. Did everybody not remember like week 16 of the season when everyone said that Deebo Samuel's washed and he sucks now? Yep. What happened? All of a sudden he's an all-pro player again? I'm sorry. Yep. That, like, we could have gotten more for him last offseason if we traded him or whatever, and fine, hindsight's 2020. But getting something for him now instead of having to cut him is great. Okay, and look, the two sides needed to go. Like they needed to go their separate ways. It was time, and it was time for a lot of the Shanahan guys. And the other one that was a lot more heartbreaking for a lot more fans was Kyle Juszczyk. But again, so overpaid for a fullback. I mean, another Shanahan merchant type of guy that
So what's
just
going to happen is Juszczyk is either going to come back to the Niners on a cheaper deal, or he's just going to go to the Dolphins.
Yep. I was
yeah,
just gonna say
probably,
he's a dolphin.
possibly.
He's a
I
dolphin.
will say though, I initially wasn't a big fan of what we were doing, but obviously I've turned around on it a lot. I'm a big fan of a lot of the stuff that we've done this offseason. Number one, we're trimming the fat. We're getting rid of a bunch of guys who are either unavailable and didn't play for us, basically, or really sucked. So we're not going to overspend for Aaron Banks when we can replace him in the draft or with a cheaper deal, or Spencer Burford, who was on the bench all year and outperformed Aaron Banks when he came in relief at the end of the year when Aaron Banks was injured, right? And that's what this offseason is all about. If we want to stay relevant and a top dog of the NFC, we need to make moves like this and build through the draft again. And we just had a fantastic draft last season. And so if we can stack a couple of drafts together and have a few fantastic drafts in a row, this team is once again very, very relevant, so I think there's so much overreaction going on. Why aren't they signing big guys? Well, all the big guys, one, are gone for the most part, but two, are being way overpaid. We don't have the money to give Drew Dalman $15 million a year. That's the Chicago Bears to do that. Would I have loved Dalman
Well,
on the
it's
team?
also
Sure,
pretty
but not at that
easy.
price,
It's also pretty easy to find interior alignment in the draft.
Yes, exactly. That's always a position, like we said earlier, lower value. They always fall. There's a lot of interior alignment that go, early day 3 or late day 2 that are very valuable or very good players in college. But the whole thing, I think, is just, again, so blown out of proportion. Do you, like, Niner fans, do you really want us to pay $19 million a year to Aaron Banks just because we know him? Really? The only person that I wanted to keep back was Dre Greenlaw. But again, he wanted to be his own. He wants to
Should
No,
have
be.
been a dolphin.
you wanted to keep Hufanga too, just not at that price.
I wanted a 1 year, like $5 million deal. Obviously, that was never going to happen. And also, it seemed like very early on in the process or in the offseason that they were content with Jair Brown and Malik Mustafa, at least as of right now. Maybe they addressed it in the draft or something, and bring in
It's
another
just
guy.
crazy the difference that Hufanga had from year 1 to year 3. Like
Well,
the fall off.
he was battling injuries, right? Last year tore his ACL halfway through the year, and that was another big injury that nobody really talked about during the season because we were still playing so well. But that was a big loss to the defense last or 2 years ago at this point now. But again, this year he played like 4 games, so he's just not available. That's the problem, and that was the thing with Greenlaw this year too. He played 1 game and didn't even finish the game because he got hurt again, and
Yeah.
obviously that is a player that you want. Everybody on every defense should want a guy like Dre Greenlaw. But again, 3 years, $36 million, we're just not going to compete with that. We already have Fred Warner. We clearly develop linebackers fairly well. So yeah, I think that's
What makes you say that?
I don't know, the 2 all-pro linebackers that have popped up in the last 6 years. I'm even other guys like Aziz Al-Shaair, who obviously other troubles in his life, but he's been a very solid linebacker for other teams now for a couple of years. But anyway, my rant's over because all I really wanted to say about it was they're signing guys right now that are available. No more of this injury prone crap. All these guys that they're signing have played 90 to 95% of their entire career, in the NFL level. So, yep, see, topic hat, time to change.
He did the thing. He did the thing.
Yeah, so they're signing guys who are not only available, but special teams assets, good special teams players. What were our 2 issues last year? Injuries and special teams. I like the offseason. There we go. All right. Uh, one final thing for this show.
Speaking of special teams, one of the best things the Dolphins did was fire Danny Crossman. Special teams,
Fair.
he was our special teams coach for a
Speaking
long
of
time.
special
And it was never good.
teamers, how did Isaiah Simmons not pan out?
He
Well,
sucks. Bad
yeah,
coaching. All right.
Is it
I
bad coaching? Is it like bad player effort? Like what
I
is it?
think there's a saying that might apply to him. Is that like if you do everything, you don't do anything, type of thing.
Jack of all trades, but master of none. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
I don't
might have a
necessarily
point to
agree.
that.
I do think Travis Hunter is good at CB especially. I do think he can do good things at CB. Not Isaiah Simmons.
Fair enough.
Fair is
I see what you're saying, but I
fair
don't agree.
enough indeed. All right. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm hoping it goes okay. This is a very interesting, unconventional type of game that I've constructed
I
here.
swear to God, if you just have us describing colors,
That
That's a title.
it is like that, but I want, like I messaged you guys yesterday or this morning or whenever you saw it, I want you guys to put your improv caps on, okay? Because you're going to describe colors, but they're very obscure colors. And you might not
no
know
way.
what color these colors are. You might not know the hue at all. And so I want you, just based on the name of the color, to describe the
it.
color. Okay, we're going to take turns. So, Jacob, you'll start with the first one, and then Barufi will get a chance to describe it
Okay.
after you, and
Okay.
then we'll alternate after that. So the second one, Barufi will start.
All right.
So
Okay, improv, but are you putting a word limit on us? Or
if you go
or
too
word
long,
minimal?
I'll stop you.
Or a
But
word
it shouldn't be
minimal?
that big of a problem. So you can describe it. If you want to take a guess at like an object or something that it is, or that the color relates to, or again like the wind in the wispy air.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, okay. I just want you guys to have fun with it. All right, just have as much
All
fun with it
right.
as you can. And again, some of these you might know, especially the early ones, so they do ramp up. I think from easier or more recognizable to less recognizable.
First,
So
gonna be like, all right, first one, red.
not quite, but here we go. Periwinkle. Jacob, go ahead.
Periwinkle. Fuck, we've talked about this on the podcast before. You know
Dude,
what?
what the fuck, bro?
If I was to describe periwinkle, it just gives me off like pixie dust vibes, like Princess Peach vibes. Like, you're hearing the word periwinkle and you're thinking of like the lightest possible pink. It's like a really good
You know what I
accent
thought
color.
about?
It's a really good accent color, but
Well,
it's nothing
let Jacob
special.
finish.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like almost it's like almost the color of the tip of your penis, but it's a little lighter.
What? What?
Ah!
Okay. All right. Okay. So
Huh?
that's
How do
very
we go from
interesting.
Princess Peach? How do we go from Princess Peach to the tip of my dick? How
Because
did that happen?
it sounds like he thinks it's a very light pastel type of pink. That's what he's getting from Periwinkle. Okay. All right. Barufi, go ahead.
I don't know.
Turn.
I thought about candy cane. When I read the
Interesting.
Well,
word.
candy cane is two colors, though.
Yeah, I know. But
Which
if you
one?
fuse them, what do you get?
Light pink.
Ah, there you go.
So you're both
So
you're both on the pink train, huh?
I'm definitely over there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, maybe because like if you try to give the word a verb, winkle. So I think maybe like twisting, like candy cane. So, that's what I thought of.
Does winkle mean twist?
No, I mean obviously English is not my first language, right? But I read it and I thought
Okay.
winkle. Listen,
Like wrinkle, maybe.
maybe I'm dumb, okay, but that's that's what I thought. Yeah, maybe a wrinkle, yeah.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Now it's really funny that you both went pink here because it's not a pink. It's not. It's not a hue of pink. It really
Perry,
now.
Perry.
I will be giving points based on which answer I like the most. So Jacob, you do
Okay.
get you do get the point.
Oh,
Your
come on!
answer.
Just because he said the tip of his dick, that
No,
is not
no, it
fair.
was more than that. He gave a
That
lot
is
of
not
descriptors there,
fair.
but that was a real surprise. It caught me off guard, and it was really fucking funny. So, congratulations, Jacob. You get a point in the first round here.
What is
But
this goofy ass color?
yeah, so the next slide, this is how it's going to go. You can describe it. I'm going to give it a point, and then the next slide will show the actual color. And here it is. This is
It's like
periwinkle,
brown,
guys.
isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, it was pastel. Jacob
So
did say pastel.
but it you know, it's obviously a lighter blue, pastel blue. And I got all these from, I don't want you guys to look it up for the sake of the game, but colorpsychology.org. And so I've heard of periwinkle before. I knew it was a lighter blue, but I thought this might be a fun softball. I guess you guys hadn't known periwinkle was light blue, so that was interesting.
This,
But
this
yeah,
looks,
we heard
this
of
like
the
a,
name.
yeah,
this looks like a lilac to me, not a blue.
so this is how they described it on the website.
well,
A
they're wrong.
soft pale blue color with a hint of lavender, named after the
I see
small
the lavender.
edible sea snail, reflecting the subtle hue of its shell. That's how they describe it.
Gay.
How many drugs did they take to write these?
I don't know. But moving on.
Yeah, yeah. Are they tripping on acid or what?
Moving on to color number 2. So Jacob, you have a 1-point lead. There are 15 points up for grabs here in this game.
All right, let's go.
Cerulean.
Oh, I got this.
Another one you may have heard of before, and Broofy, you
I
get to
definitely heard
start.
of this.
Yeah.
Cerulean. I think of a mystical beach. Okay, I
Ooh.
can see like stardust flying around, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, dark blue, right? But in the horizon, you see some light blue. Okay, some shades of gray, kind of, but it's something mystical. Okay, something that pulls the eye. You know, I'm seeing like like dark blue, some more towards black, gray, but definitely some blue. That's where I'm at.
Interesting.
Hmm
So,
like Dory,
like Dory.
Okay.
Interesting.
like
Okay.
Dory is cerulean.
All right. Jacob?
So, I have no idea what this color is.
Oh.
However, I have heard this word before. And this word breathes life into me because it reminds me of my childhood and playing Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. Because there is a city known as Cerulean City in Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby. And so how I would describe this color, because just based off the words, I'm gonna assume it's like a tealish color. I'm gonna assume it's like very similar to like what Broofy
So
said, but
are the
maybe
dolphins
a little lighter.
cerulean?
No, I think the dolphins are a little too light to be cerulean. I think it's more of like a have you ever seen like Native American jewelry, how they have like that teal color to them?
Mm, mm,
I would assume that that's how the
okay.
cerulean would look.
Like indigo,
Um,
which is another shade of blue. Indigo.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
I don't know if I'd say maybe I just don't know. Oh, cat sighting. Cat
Cat's
sighting.
hiding up. Cat's hiding up.
Maybe I just don't know what indigo is either. But yeah, I would say it's like Native American jewelry. But yeah, no, I think of Kyogre whenever I see cerulean. So there you go.
All right. Well, the color, drum roll. Oh, well, I got to give a point out first, actually.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
apologies. I'm giving the point to Barufi there. This color definitely gives me the vibes of the ocean, or even when the sky and the sea meet, that type of medium blue that's
Okay,
right on
okay.
there. So I related a lot to Barufi's answer there. Um, so here's the color.
That's
Oh yeah, he
yeah,
nailed it.
yeah. That's kind
Yeah.
of what I imagined. Yeah,
Yeah. So very accurate. Well done. Congratulations. It is now tied
I
1 to
appreciate it.
1. And here we go with our third color. Limerick.
Limerick.
Jacob, you
Okay.
start.
So first thought, this makes me think of some stupid ass city in Europe because they would name it.
Yeah,
They would
England,
name it
right? More
Limerick.
mostly in England, somewhere in
Yeah,
England.
there's got to be some jackass
Uh,
town called Limerick in England with like a population of 20, and they're all farmers. Um, so that's where my mind goes. So based on that, I'm gonna say this is like some kind of like darkish green. Not like the most appealing green, but one that like kind of smells like shit, like cow shit.
my God.
Okay, all right.
It's gonna be some town in England. I'm gonna look this up if it's a town.
Well, don't
It's
look it
gonna
up
show.
yet.
It's gonna show you the
Yeah, look it
color.
up after. But I'm interested too now that you brought it up. All right, Broofy.
Um, Limerick. I I have two perspectives on the color. Okay, but I'll go with one that's different from what Jacob thought. Okay, don't wanna. I'm getting some green vibes as well, but Limerick. I'm thinking of two. Like I'm thinking of red, some brown.
Hmm.
Now let me tell you why. Like imagine a cow as well. I'm also thinking of a cow, but not for the same reason as Jacob. Licking a person's face. Okay, with their big ass tongue. Okay, I can imagine that being the sound like limerick. Okay,
That song tastes great.
What?
like something red, maybe some brown towards the end of their tongue. Okay, maybe like the color of a roof.
Congealed blood.
Maybe the color of a roof, like a dirty ass roof, like
Okay.
some rusty brown, kind of. Maybe I have autism, but that's what I'm thinking for
All
that one.
right. Okay, fair enough. So Jacob gets the point, and I'm sure as he looked it up, he realized part of the thing with this color. As I
Oh
got,
no, I didn't.
oh, you didn't?
I didn't see the color at all. No,
Okay.
I typed in, "Is there a town named Limerick?" And that's the first thing that popped up.
So
Dude, there's one in Ireland, which is right adjacent to England.
and Barufi,
There we go.
Barufi, Jacob does get this point, and that is literally in the description of the color. It is
Is that
a
it's shit?
shade of yellowish green, named after the Irish city of Limerick, reflecting its lush countryside and vibrant cultural scene. I mean, Jacob, you were dead on with that. So there's no, of course, yeah, 100% gets the point.
Must be a
That's
pretty city,
hilarious.
right? Must be
That's
a
the
pretty
most
I,
city,
yeah.
Broofy talking about Truman Show moments.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. So great job. It's now 2-1 in Jacob's favor after round 3. And here's the fourth color. Oh, I guess I didn't realize I forgot to describe cerulean for you guys. So here we go.
Mm.
Sky blue or azure color. Remnant.
Oh, he just left her that one. He did not care for
He did
cerulean.
not want to hear about
He did
cerulean.
not want to hear about cerulean.
Anthony went full robot for me, and I was not about that. It
Okay.
was hurting my ears.
All right. Well, here we go. A sky blue azure color, reminiscent of a clear day's sky, named after the Latin word ceruleus, which means dark blue. There you go. That's a. Yep. All right.
Oh,
Citrine.
look at baby.
Oh. You're full screen for this one. But, all right. Nicely done. Lovely cat. Barufi, the word is citrine. The color is citrine.
I'm definitely getting some light gray vibes. Um, kind of
Light
like a
gray.
building. No. Um, kind of like a building. Um, like how gray Russia is. You know, I kind of see Russia in it. Um, like the tree also like TRI also makes me think of train like rails, right? So maybe
Okay.
that's where I'm also getting the gray from. I'm not really sure. It could also be like a blue route. Kinda I can also kinda see it just like cyan perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking like some light gray.
See, I'm definitely in a completely different world right now. I think this has got to be some like Latin derivative of citrus, which is like a yellowy color in my head. So I'm thinking like a vibrant, brightish, yellowy color. Maybe on the lighter side, it's more like of a pastel-y yellow, but definitely on like the yellow side of things.
All right, two very different answers there, and I guess you could say that my backdrop or my wall here is a little bit of a hint as to what the a color looks like. This isn't exactly the color, but Jacob does get the point for accuracy here again. Um, citrine is that. So very, very close, well described. You got it right on the nose again. And the description for citrine is a lemon yellow color named after the citrine gemstone, believed to promote positivity, prosperity, and creativity. Citrine.
I was so spot on with that.
You hit it. You got the citrus connection. Like it was perfect. Well done. You get the point. 3-1, Jacob. All right, Barufi, you're falling behind early, but don't you worry. It's going to get a lot more difficult. A lot more difficult. All right, here we go. Jacob, you start. Chartreuse.
Chartreuse? Um, dude, is this like titty pink?
Wow. He's going in all the
Where's your girlfriend, bro?
all the
Where's your
body
girlfriend
parts
at,
today.
bro?
She's in Texas. That's why I have her cat.
Bro is just horny, bro. What's going on?
All right, so that's your final answer. Chartreuse.
No. So
Okay.
Is this titty pink? Like what?
so I'm gonna give a wrong answer, but this is just immediately where my mind went to. I immediately thought of charcuterie, and so I'm gonna say that this is like a purplish pink of like cured meat, and it reminds you and brings you home to those like salty but like really just satisfying flavors. So it's gonna be a mix of that, or it's gonna be like a very strong yellowy color for like cheese. It's gonna be one of those two, or titty pink.
Okay. All right. Fantastic stuff. Love your descriptions. Your your creativity, it must not be denied. I will say that. All right, Marufi, you're next up for chartreuse.
I definitely think royalty with this one, like some heavy shades of purple. Um, I just thought of like a queen, perhaps talking to a tailor and saying, "Oh, get me the chartreuse" or something, in like very French sort of. I definitely think royalty, like purple with this one, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so both of you are very off naturally,
Lovely,
but I
lovely.
will say, when I think of the word Barufi, your description is a lot more similar to what I would think, even though it is very off. So I'm going to give you the point. Maybe I shouldn't give either of you a point because you're so off, but I'm going to give
Why should
Barufi a
be like
point.
charcoal black?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to give Barufi the point. 3-2 now. Jacob leads. This is chartreuse.
Jesus, what a horrendous color! My God.
Dude,
Oh my God,
You
this
don't
is,
like
definitely not
this
titty
bro.
color?
pink.
I'm looking at DK Metcalf, bro.
I
Like, what do you
look,
mean?
okay, see, I like chartreuse a lot. So
It's too strong for me. It's too strong for
It's
me.
too bright on a screen, but in general, I would like that color.
I
gotcha.
don't think so.
So do you like the Seahawks color rush jerseys then?
Me no.
I meant Anthony.
Those are too yellow for me, but they're good. They're well designed.
See, I think they're green.
But
I
they're
think they're green. I
see
think I'm
like
looking at them.
this is a
I'm
close
looking at them.
this is close to like a neon green, but the Seahawks alternates are more yellow than this, distinctly, at least for me.
I don't see it.
I feel like I'm looking at them
Fair
right
enough.
now.
But
As do I.
I do like the color a lot. I am also just partial to most shades of green. It is my favorite color. Um, little known fact. So But all right.
Okay.
Yeah, so Barufy, you get the point. The description for chartreuse also, in a way, kind of led me to your answer as well, just a little bit. But here it is: a vibrant shade of green or yellow green, named after the French liqueur made by Carthusian monks, which has a similar color. There you go. Chartreuse. All right. Next
Lovely.
one. Next color. Barufy, you start. Vermilion.
Definitely red instantly. Um, Now obviously I could be very off, but it gives me some really heavy red vibes.
Oh, God damn it.
It reminds me of Marillion, the band. I'm not sure how much you listen to them or if you're familiar with them, but it reminds me of Marillion. Marillion does have some red in their covers. Actually, I have a vinyl right here. I mean, the vinyl that I have is a bunch of colors, but um, reminds me of Marillion. They do have some red covers, and it looks nice. I mean, it also could also be the name of a demon, perhaps. So that gives me the red route kind of as well. Like, oh, don't say the name Vermilion and or this and this is gonna happen. So something of the sort. I definitely see some red, like heavy, bright, vibrant red, you know, like like violent red. There you go.
Very interesting. Very
Um,
interesting.
I'm gonna. So I have no idea what this color is, but this is another Pokemon city. So I'm gonna go based off the gym that is in this city, and it just so happens to be an electric type gym. So I'm gonna assume that Vermilion is a bright yellow, but like a dark bright yellow. So what I mean by that is like it's vibrant, but it has darker shading, so it's not like a pastel yellow. It's on the other spectrum.
No, I get what you. I get your description. There is a. I don't remember the name for it, but there is like an electric type of yellow that looks very conductive, almost like battery acid,
Yeah.
or like a Red Bull or something. So I
Mhm.
I get what you're saying. I can see your description there. Unfortunately, though,
It's
Barufi
red.
is, yeah, it's a shade of red. So here's Vermilion. So Barufi gets the point. It's 3-3 now, a tie ball game. Vermilion is that. That is Vermilion.
Yeah, it's kind of what I imagined. And yeah.
Yeah, and the
Also, I forgot
descript.
to mention if red, and that was not intentional at all, Jacob. But I just now realized that why I thought red instantly. Red in Portuguese is vermelho, vermelho. So you
Well,
know,
there you go. Wow,
subconsciously, I read it and I thought red. So,
very interesting.
Now, what
Fun
country is
fact.
Portuguese?
mm?
What?
What country is Portuguese?
Portugal and Brazil mostly, but there's some other countries.
Oh, I thought they spoke Mexican. My bad.
Brother, you
Oh,
can't be serious. What do you mean
oh,
spoke Mexican, bro?
oh!
Sit down,
He
bro.
did the thing.
He
He
did.
did the thing.
Yeah, at
Look
least,
at how
okay. At
red my
least you're
face
being
is.
at least you're joking, saying this racistly, right? But obviously it's a joke. But
Saying this
but
racistly.
but but it drives my gears.
It
It
drives your
gets
gears.
That's how nuts it gets me. It drives me nuts and drives my gears. Okay, when people ask me if I speak Brazilian, oh
Oh, I
my
can
god,
imagine. Yeah,
holy shit!
yeah,
Yes, bro, I speak Brazilian. Sometimes
yeah.
I just say yes because to explain it to them is just harder. You know.
Well,
Hey,
they
Broofy,
well
you know
you
what?
know they
I
already
will give
failed
Brazil
history
props.
class.
They do got pretty good porn.
What?
Next caller, bro. Next
Yeah,
caller.
moving on. Real quick description of vermilion: a,
Yeah.
a brilliant red or scarlet pigment, originally made from the powdered mineral cinnabar, used since antiquity for its vibrant and lasting hue.
I love the way you move your lips when you like. It gives off Donnie vibes. It's gonna be
Yeah.
huge.
I'm trying to be like, yeah, play a little bit of like a pompous
Like a
type of character
narrator.
there.
Like a
Yeah.
narrator, yeah.
All right. Xanadu, I
Oh,
think is the
is this Rush? Is this Rush?
I think that's the
Xanadu.
pronunciation. Xanadu, yeah.
It's It's Xanadu. It's like Xanadu. Yeah, it's Xanadu.
All right,
Shinadu.
Jacob, you get to start here. Right? Yes.
Yes, it's me. Um, I have no like, cause like with other ones, you can like get derivatives based on like the letters and their pairings and like the yeah. I have no idea what this could be, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it's the same color as this Febreze cap. It's that like khaki-ish tan. That's what Xanadu is. It's like what girls' UGG boots look like. The fluffy ones. That's
Nice.
what I'm thinking of when I think of Xanadu, but like in a Japanese home.
So like a beige.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough, I guess. All right, we're gonna give it to Barufi now and see if he can give a
We're
better description.
kind of close. Off of the word itself, I also don't know, but you know what it makes me think. First off, as I said instantly, I think of Rush. It's one of my favorite Rush songs. It's called Xanadu from Farewell to Kings. Farewell to Kings has a very whitish and with a blue sky in the back album cover. I mostly look at the white, but also another thing that I noticed while reading Xanadu, it makes me think of the Eskimos and the Igloos. And
Eskimos?
yeah,
Eskimos? You mean Eskimos?
Eskimos. Yeah, there you go.
It was close enough. You didn't
Um,
have to correct him for that one.
yeah, there you go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I thought about white. For this one, it makes me think of snow. It's a pretty word, I think, and I love snow. So, yeah, there you go, white.
Man,
A shade of white.
this is a really tight one for me to decide who gets the point.
Oh, I talked
I
about Rush.
I will
Surely I get the
say,
point.
because Jacob, you struggled so much and you were very, very like throwaway with your answer. I'm gonna give this one to Barufi. He did have a more personal tie
Oh,
to
he had
it.
the better answer for sure.
Yeah, so Barufi, you get the point, and
Okay.
you're not that far off, quite frankly.
Okay.
But maybe I'll
Okay.
let you guys decide how far off he is with this one. This is Xanadu.
I was not close.
Yeah, I wasn't close either.
Yeah,
So
I said a shade of white. Wait, brother just left. Yeah, that's how offended he was. He did not. He was not close.
So part of the reason I said maybe a little bit close is because of how gray it is.
Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely kind of neutral. But I did say white, so I did think it would be lighter. It's a little bit dark, right? But I do like my answer regardless.
There we go.
Now, Jacob, you also had an interesting connection, though again, not very close of a connection, but you did mention something about a Japanese home in your answer. And so
Mm.
initially I was like, okay, this could go places. But, ultimately Barufi did have the stronger answer there, so I'm going to give the point to Barufi. Now, the description for Xanadu, and the reason why I brought that up is a grayish shade of green, inspired by the ancient Chinese city and the Xanadu poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
Lovely. That's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It just made me think of the Pokemon Xatu.
This guy, bro.
His head is all in Pokemon right now. Funny stuff. All right. Next color.
I swear to God.
Heliotrope.
No. Why? Why? Oh my fucking God. It's another Pokemon thought.
well, maybe Barufi has a little bit of something that can help you because he does answer first. He's
Heliotrope.
deep in thought here.
See, I do get a lot of information from the prefix.
Um,
Potentially, yes.
Helio. It makes me think of helium. Um, and I'm not sure what fucking color helium is, but the absence of color, right, makes me think black. Now, is that where I'm going? I don't know. Um, I have no clue. I really have no clue. I mean, helium, helio. It kind of makes me think of the sky, maybe. I'm thinking some light blue. This is a horrible name. Whoever the fuck named this word should be like banished from society. What a horrible name. Uh,
Damn, man, that rough.
He's got a gripe with heliotrope.
that's the name of a color. Like I would think this is the name of a helicopter. Like what is this, bro?
Well, maybe you mentioned black in absence of color. Maybe it is a shade of black that is used
Okay.
on helicopters. All right,
May I
Jacob.
take the reins?
Yes, you
I'm
may.
thinking. I'm thinking blue. I'm
Okay, so
thinking blue.
helio in Latin typically is in reference to the sun, but
That is true. Forgot about
we've had
that.
a couple yellowy colors. So I'm gonna be leaning more on the orange side just to like hedge my bets here. But I'm gonna definitely say it's definitely a mix between yellow and red. It's gonna be in that spectrum of the color wheel.
I completely forgot about that. That's good.
Very interesting. Very interesting way of going about that. And at first thought, I was totally with you there as well. You know, Helio being a reference to the sun, and so I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But so you are getting the point. I'll start
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
It's 4-3 now, Jacob. Uh, right, 4-3. I think that's
Yeah.
right. Okay, but just wait till you see this.
Who the fuck wore this color, bro? Who the fuck,
Who
bro?
who named this color? Was the guy's name
Can we
Heliotrope?
can we take a point away from him?
Why?
He's playing
Yeah,
now.
no, Heliotrope has -1 points. The guy who named this gets -1
Negative
points.
aura, bro. Negative aura, bro. What is this, man?
Now, maybe the reason why will be a little bit of a turn
Let's
for
hear
you
it.
guys, and it'll
Let's hear
explain
it.
it a little bit.
Say this in the most
Heliotrope.
douchey tone possible.
Heliotrope is like a pinkish purple color. It's named after the heliotrope flower, which turns toward the sun. So it symbolizes devotion and eternal love. I mean, come on,
Okay.
guys.
I guess. Okay, I guess that makes more sense. But like,
Okay.
fuck, bro.
Okay, at first I was about to be like, who the fuck named a flower Heliotrope? But then it said that its face turns toward the sun.
Yep.
But then at that point, why are sunflowers not called
I mean, it's a
heliotropes?
nice color. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice color.
I like it. But yeah, so there you go. It's a good point too about the sunflowers. Um, yeah. Who's to
Let's hear it.
say?
Scientists are no, dude. We gotta. I just came up with a perfect idea for a segment where I'll run it, and you guys. I'm gonna give you guys names of dinosaurs, and you guys have to describe the dinosaur because there are some horrible names.
That sounds
For
like
guidance,
so much
okay.
fun. I'm in. I'd love to be on the other end of this, you know. So that
Describe an Archaeornithomimus.
save it, keep it, just table it for later on down the road. We'll do a whole
Sounds good.
series of this type of stuff. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But all right,
Yeah.
moving on to the next color. Harlequin.
Harley Quinn.
Rufy, you
Wait,
get to
it's
start.
me?
No, Rufy starts.
Thank God.
No, I just started heliotrope.
Oh, fuck,
Wait,
he
did
did.
you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he definitely did. Harley Quinn.
So my points must be off then, right? Jacob point. Jacob
My
point. No,
point.
Barufy point. Barufy point. Barufy point.
My point.
Murphy point.
My point.
Yes. Okay, so it's
Murphy
4-4
point.
then. Four to
4 to 4,
four.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not 4 to
Yeah.
3. Okay, my fault.
Okay.
No
Harley
problem.
Quinn. Give me the most vibrant of reddish pink. It's gonna be warm in between, like motions like Valentine's Day, like hard eyes, like love hurts, You're gonna get strong feelings of passion when you see this color.
All right. Fantastic. Excellent. Wonderful. Amazing. All right, so a very bold reddish pink.
I'm
Great.
thinking more so.
Great. I was hoping for confirmation there, but it's all right. No
I,
problem.
I'm going against it though. I'm not confirming. I'm going against it. I am thinking of a like a more powerful or stronger, not passionate, right? Red. Um, I mean, I'm gonna make the same the use of the word again, but like violence, because it makes me think of a Harley Quinn, uh, from Batman, right? Obviously, and yeah,
Why does it make you
she
think of that?
right, she does have that passion aspect of her character, but I also think of the violent aspect of her character. She's a very rageful character, right? But also it's even though it's a vibrant color, it's a strong color. You could interpret it as love because red is a color of love. So that's where I'm going with it. I think it's a not so pink, mostly red. Red.
Titty pink, got it.
Okay. Your answers are so similar. It's really tough to give a point here, but I think I'm going to edge Jacob because he did go on the lighter side. So I'm going to give Jacob the point. It's 5-4, Jacob. This is the color.
Dude, this is just that charcuterie one.
They are very close, but they're still different if you look at them side
Bro,
by side.
This is the Seahawks color rush. Okay, I'm kidding. I see the difference in this one.
Yeah. Again, a color I'm very partial to because it's green, and this is definitely a more bold green than
Yeah.
chartreuse. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it is still on the lighter side, so I gave Jacob the point there. Um, but you both mentioned Harley Quinn, of course. It makes a lot of
Yep.
sense. But there is yeah, there you go. That's pretty close. It's pretty damn close, yeah. Um, but there is another character in fiction uh, named Harlequin, and that's what this is actually named after. So Harlequin is a vivid yellowish green color associated with the colorful diamond patterned costumes worn by the Harlequin character in Italian commedia dell'arte.
Did he just say chlamydia?
Commedia, as in comedy.
As in comedy.
The comedy of art. I don't know. The art of comedy, probably. Um,
Ugh.
yeah, that is what this color is in reference to. Uh, really tough one. You honestly couldn't get more different than what Barufi said.
Yeah, I
Right.
know, I
So,
know, I know.
but it's okay because it's still very close, and you do start this next one.
Yeah.
So let's hear it for Nekarat.
I think of desert. Um, Egypt, maybe. I definitely get some yellow orange vibes from this. Also the name of a city. I can definitely see that. Um, like the dunes of Nakarat, something like that. I can definitely envision that. I can definitely see that. I'm definitely thinking orange, lighter for this one.
All right, very fair, very fair. Let's hear it, Jacob.
So, for the color Neckaret, just based off hearing it, I was thinking more graphite, like a darkish gray, something that's a little bit more monochromatic, not as vibrant, not as many depictions of colors, but more so just on the grayscale of things.
All right,
Okay.
fantastic, excellent stuff. Barufi gets the point. He is
Damn it.
very close to the color that he described, and close to a not really close to an accurate description, but again, very deserty, and I totally see it as well. And there you go.
Yeah. It was more red
Desert.
than I thought it would be,
A
but
little
yeah,
bit more
that's
red, but yeah,
Dude, this
you
looks
were
like a salmon.
no salmon's more pink than that.
more pink, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of see it. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and so the description of Nakaret is a bright shade of orange, similar to that of a fox's fur, derived
Mm,
from the Arabic word nakarat, which refers to an orange-red color.
there you go. See, I wasn't too far from the location as well.
Yeah, like Arabic
Oh, it's
desert. Yeah.
definitely far
Yeah,
off the
exactly.
line.
All
Okay.
right. Excellent stuff. It's now tied up once again. We've got 5 more colors remaining. It's anybody's game, folks. Anybody's game.
I'm
Next
surprised he
one.
hasn't done anything grayscale yet.
Well, maybe that's coming up. Maybe. Coquillicot. Coquillicot.
What the
Jacob,
fuck?
the floor is yours.
So oddly enough, this immediately made me think of like eggs and like bird eggs. And so my immediate mind goes in like spotty, white colors. So I'm gonna go with more of like a creamish color, like something that's white but a little bit of like flair in there.
All right. All right. Fair, fair. Excellent stuff. Barufi?
Licot. Coquelicot. It gives
Coquillicot.
me Coquelicot. It gives me some violet vibes, maybe some pink. Um, maybe it's because I'm seeing lilac and lycot. Um, but it's very sophisticated. It's very soft. Um, by the name at least, I can definitely see like I go on the website, me imagining myself as a girl, right? I go on the website, and I look for a
Girl?
cute bag I find. Okay, I'm just RPing. Okay, I find a
He's
cute
okay.
bag that I like, and the description of the bag is quote cut bag. I can totally imagine that. You know what I mean?
All right.
So yeah, I'm going with that.
All right. I love your description. I love it very much. But unfortunately, Jacob's going to take this one because he's a little bit closer than you are, although not very
No
close
problem.
still. I'll wait for him to come back before I reveal the color. Yeah.
Let's go.
Another one where, again, neither of you guys
I
are
can still
particularly
hear you.
close.
You're
Well, I want you
good.
to see the color.
Bro's holding
Reveal.
some
Face check.
scissors.
Oh my god, is he going to kill somebody?
No, quite the contrary. So I'm making garlic
He's gonna
bread because I'm
save
hungry.
somebody.
I'm making
Okay.
garlic bread because I'm hungry. But on the garlic bread bag is this reduced sticker, and I don't know if the reduced sticker can go in the oven, so I had to cut the reduced sticker off.
Oh,
Fair.
nice.
Gotcha.
By the
Murphy, that
contrary,
was a great one liner there that
that was
just
a
snuck in.
that was a good bit.
That
That was
was
a
a
good
really
bit.
good one. Quite the contrary. He's actually saving someone. That was really good. I gotta give you
That's
props for that one.
YouTube shorts.
Yeah. All right. But here's the color of Coquillicot.
That's more desert than the last one.
You could argue that for sure. But here is
You did say
why.
cream though. It's kind of close, yeah.
Yeah. Here is
I guess.
why it is named Coquillicot. A vivid poppy red color named after the French word for poppy flower, symbolizing remembrance and the fallen soldiers of World War One.
Aw.
This color was named after World War One.
The fallen soldiers, remembering them.
Oh,
Actually, it's the memory of them. Yeah.
Yeah, not a cute bag at all. I'm a scumbag. Okay.
Apparently, those cute bags are like blood diamonds or
Jeez,
something.
bro.
Oh,
on the contrary.
yeah, quite the contrary. All right.
Let's do it.
Great stuff. Jacob, you are back in the lead. Up for round 12 now.
Yeah.
The word or the color is caput mortem.
Wait, I actually love that name.
Caput
Okay,
mortem.
instantly some dark gray, like black, like first off, this could be the name of a black metal band. Starting off right there.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
Starting
it
off
that's
not
a,
my
right
that's a
turn to go
really
there.
good
first?
point. No, it's
Huh?
Baruffi's turn. You went first last round.
Yeah, yeah. Mortem gives me strong vibes of like death. Kaput maybe cause of. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna overthink the kaput, but I'm definitely thinking a dark color. I'm dark gray, shade of black. I mean, shade of black, my ass, right? But gray. Yeah, shade of dark gray, close to black. Yeah, for sure. I love the name. I love the name.
You know, Caput Mortem immediately makes me think of Captain Morgan Rum. So I'm gonna go.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Wow. All right.
So I'm gonna go with like a strong, spicy brown color. I think it's gonna be like brownish orange, but with like a little bit of flair to it.
Wow. All right. Both answers that I really, really like and I really, really dig. And Barufi, you would have had the points if Jacob didn't get so close to the actual hue of the color. Because I liked your death metal description of it, but yeah, Jacob, you very, very close to that color description because that's what it is. Like
Bro, that
Yeah.
name and the colors
right
don't match
there,
at all,
right
man. They
there.
don't match at
Now,
all.
now, now, now.
Wait, wait,
Listen
wait,
here.
wait.
Listen here. Listen up and listen good.
Oh
No,
my
not
god.
not that. No, no.
No.
Listen here and listen good, okay? This is this
Okay.
is this is the this is the description for it. A dark reddish brown pigment translating to dead head in Latin, originally made from the residue of iron oxide in alchemy and used in painting.
Where's the
Okay.
red? I don't get the red.
I
There's a
see it.
very
It's
slight hint of red there, for sure.
it's mostly brown though, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Which obviously is a derivative of red, so there you
right,
go.
yeah. But yeah, Jacob, look, I was going to give Bruce the point because he mentioned dead, and death metal and everything like that, and that worked. But then you got the
Too bad.
color.
I know
You
the color
got the
better.
color, yeah. So well
Yep,
done,
yep.
well done. All right, Barufy, it's really close now. You no margin for error at this point. Now that
Nope.
Jacob's up
3
2 points
left.
with 3 left. This is number 13. Fandango.
Uh, uh, I only know of the app Fandango, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is like that orangish tickety color. Something that makes you think of orange creamsicle almost. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, fair, fair. Barufy.
I definitely think orange as well, but not for that reason. Fandango, I think of the dance. Fandango, and it comes from Latino culture. It's it's vibrant, it's passionate, and orange is I think a more proper placement of hue to that name instead of red when I thought of vibrant, because I just think maybe red brings out like violence kind of. I think orange is more like upbeat. Um, and I can definitely like imagine like a Fandango party being so orange and so vibrant. There's also a song by Pain of Salvation, which is one of my favorite bands. It is from the album Remedy Lane, and the name of the song is Fandango. And guess what's the color of the cover? It's purely orange. So I also get those vibes from that. Yeah, definitely
So
think of vibrant
essentially, Brophy
orange.
gave the exact same answer as me, but he added like 8 reasons to why he gave the answer, which is
Yes,
better than
that
me.
is true, but unfortunately, one of those descriptors is dead on accurate. So, and you're about to hear it right now. However, Barufi does get the point. However, you guys are wrong about orange. You guys are
Really?
wrong about orange
I'm
because
surprised about
this
that.
is the color of Fandango.
Okay, I can. Oh, like flamingos, maybe, huh? Okay. Ah,
Maybe.
Wait, real quick. Before you describe the color, I just want to say I think that Brophy has more one of my favorite bands than I do artists I've listened to in my entire life.
um, Pain of Salvation is definitely in my top 10. So, if I say one of my favorite bands, I listen to so many. If it's in my top 20, I already consider it one of my favorites because I listen to so much shit.
Brophy has 100 one of his favorite bands.
Okay, not 100, but definitely like 20-ish for sure.
No, that is a really funny observation, but yeah, so
How would
definitely.
you describe this color?
So the description for this color is
Magenta.
a bold purplish pink hue named after the spirited Spanish dance, reflecting its vibrant and passionate nature.
There you go.
Spot on with that one description, but you got the color wrong.
Lovely.
Not going to let you victory
That's
lap too
okay.
much.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah.
Wait, so question. If I had just simply said magenta, and then mic dropped, and then
You
Brophy
would have
gave.
won. You would have won. You would
Yeah,
have
you
won.
probably
Yes.
would have
Yes.
won. As boring as that would have been, you would have won because it's right there. It's dead
It's
on accurate.
correct.
Yeah. All right. Rufy, you are one behind with 2 to go, so it's still
All
anyone's
right.
game, but you got it. You gotta close it out. All right. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Glaucus.
I definitely think of Galaxy, um, methodical, maybe. So when I think of something like that, I think of science and I think of purple. I think of blue, somewhere in there in the middle. Um, have you seen album covers from like cosmic death metal bands? And it's blue all over the place and purple all over the place. And I can definitely see a band called Glaucus with some shit like that, with some cosmic cover. And I can, yeah, like purple, blue right there in the middle.
All right. Fair answer. Jacob.
Syrupy brown.
He's trying to do the thing. He's trying to do the thing.
Okay. Is that it? That's all you're going for? A syrupy brown? Well, in that case, Marupi wins again. It's all tied up,
No.
ladies and gentlemen. You were on the right track with the blue, not so much the purple or the darker cosmic nature, but on the right track with the blue because this is Glaucus.
Okay, a little lighter. Very much
Yeah.
lighter.
Mm.
Okay.
The
I
description.
like the color. It's very, very like grayish, kind of like a
Yeah.
Miller's Planet in a Interstellar kind of.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Glaucus is described as a bluish gray or greenish gray color, often seen in birds or plants, derived from the Latin word glaucus, which means bluish gray.
Ah, that's lovely.
it described itself twice in that one.
I know, right? I was really expecting like a type of mineral towards the end there or something, but
Yeah, 100%. All
okay.
right. Now, we could not have written a better finale because it all comes down to this last color, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, I'm gonna choke. I can already tell.
It's gonna be the most dumbfounded shit. I can
It's
just
gonna be
know.
yellow.
I don't remember which one this one is. Well, we'll find out together, I guess. Here we go. Final color. Ibermine.
Hypermine.
I have a guess. I have a
Well,
guess.
too bad you have to wait for my answer.
It's very true.
Mine is gonna be better.
Light fluorescent green.
All right. Great job.
Can I give mine?
Yes.
That exact background right there.
That, that if that was the case, that would be fucking hilarious, and I should have thought of that. That would have been such a
That would have
smart
been
way to end
so
it.
cool.
That would have been so
And then
fucking
he would have had
funny.
such a Truman Show moment for
Yeah,
knowing
he
it.
would
too.
have. He would have. Wow. That would have been so funny. All right. I don't like either of your answers. I want both of you to go again. Because neither of you are close, really.
Okay, so who goes next then?
Me,
Jacob. Yeah,
'cause it's-
Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Ebermean. We've done a lot of pastel-y colors, so we're probably gonna move away from there. I think this is a rich color, reminding me of like a burgundy or like a mahogany-ish red. That deeper, nice color. So that's what I'm gonna stick with is something a little bit on the darker side of things because we've done so much pastel.
All right. Fair, fair, fair.
I definitely think purple again. For this one, some dark purple, kind of like have you seen what's his name? From World of Warcraft.
No,
Illidan.
we're not turbo versions.
Illidan. From World of Warcraft. He is a demon hunter. Okay. And
Ooh, Demon Hunter.
this guy talking about Pokemon all day, and I talk about World of Warcraft, and he goes on my shit.
Talk about Road Shadow Legends all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. So, he's like a very much like dark green and purple, but I'm thinking more so on the purple side of things. And the reason why I'm connecting them just like mean burr, I get the burr from purple. Burr gives me shades of purple, and mean like gives me like dark. So I'm thinking dark purple. All of that to say dark purple.
Jacob, it's your turn again.
We gave proper answers. You could
That
evaluate.
the problem is I don't know who to give the point to. That's the problem. So you guys got to keep going. Someone's got to make a case.
Okay.
Okay. Evermean is actually more similar to this desk. It's that nice dark
He just
brown.
thought of that shit. He just thought of that shit.
Hey, look. I did say improv going in, so he is improv. He's
No.
improvising.
I'm not
for
judging. I'm
sure.
not
Nice
judging. I'm not
dark
judging.
brown that's polished and rich. More so this right here. Not the light, but this like dark
You're looking at it, right, Anthony? That part right there, Anthony.
Yeah, I see
right
it.
here. This part right here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Okay, so he's done brown
Uh,
every time, almost.
No, I did green the first time, and then I did
Oh,
maroon the
syrupy brown
second.
was last round. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Barufi, you have a
I,
shot.
I'm not as big of a fan as green as you are, but I do like dark green. Um, and I mentioned burr for purple earlier just because of the BUR, right? But I can also kind of envision a green, like a dark green of sorts, maybe like a dark dress, like a long dark green dress, kind of like in the book cover of the Seven Husbands of what was her name? Fucking Evelyn something. I think my girlfriend read the book. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I think it's called. I mean, I might be mistaken, but in the cover she has a long dark green dress, and that's kind of what I think with mean like a strong, definitely dark with mean. That's what I'm thinking. Dark green.
Jacob, it's your turn. You guys are so off. I can't give an answer, a good winner here because you guys are just so
Uh,
off.
we still haven't seen like a cream color yet, so I'll go with that.
Oh,
So just
that's
cream,
lovely.
just cream.
Just cream. Just cream.
All right.
Just what Anthony makes me do every night.
Okay, brother.
Yeah, that does not happen.
For clarification to the
Yeah,
audience,
yeah,
we're called Coast to Coast for a reason, people. Just keep that in mind.
yeah.
1,200 miles away.
All right, Barufi, your turn.
Um, Eber, like kind of like Wally Eber. I don't know. Um, I'm thinking of a blue, maybe.
It was gonna be like Wally, but cream.
No, I think of Wally's eyes. I think of Wally's eyes, like blue, right? Rich blue.
Rich blue.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Wally's eyes. That's the color. Wally's eyes, blue.
All right. Well, I will say a winner has been decided in that round.
Look at that.
It's gotta be Roofy, right?
A winner has been decided, and it's Jacob. Congratulations, Jacob! The winner's yes, yes, yes. Someone finally went super bright. Thank you.
It says mean.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter because a cream-ish color, not quite, but it is an off-white color because that's Ebermean. It's a little creamy, I guess.
That's a nice color.
That's pretty creamy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice color.
Mine's a little lighter, but
Yes. The color's also slightly different on my phone, which is weird. I don't know why. But
interesting.
anyway.
Listeners of the podcast. Listeners of the
Go
podcast.
cancel Jacob right now.
Can we please contact Jacob's girlfriend and tell her to come back to Kansas? The man needs help. The man needs help. Can we please reach out to her? Because he won't do it. He doesn't want to disturb her, but we can do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Please.
true. That's true. All right. So, Jacob, congratulations. You did win the game. The final description for this color, Ebermean, is a pale greyish-yellow colour, often used to describe the coats of certain animals named
Coats.
after the Isabella I of Castile, whose undergarments were rumored to have turned this shade after years of not being washed.
That's
What the
lovely.
fuck?
That is, yeah, that has everything to do with the color. I should have just said that. Well, how didn't I think of that? Of course, obviously.
Anthony, did you read the description before you
No, I
made
did
this?
not. I did not read that one. That one
Can
that
you?
one is so hard to read. It's so over. You can't even see it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Can you do me a
Dude.
that's
favor
hilarious.
and bring us back to mortum because I love that word.
Kaput
Kaput.
Morton.
I actually really
Captain
like that.
Morgan.
But yeah. Well, excellent job, guys. That was a great game. I hope you guys enjoyed playing it as much as I did listening to your answers. That was really
It was quite
something.
fun.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Look up Captain Morgan 100 proof because I think the bottle looks very similar to that color.
I could see it here. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
nice. And yeah, you hit that one on the head with the color. So well done. Yeah, that's our show this week. Any final thoughts, boys, before we sign
Uh,
off?
Thank you everybody for listening so much to this episode. If you've made it this far, it's because of me. Thank you, thank you. I'll do my bow. You know, winning performance here. Go ahead and leave a
Get
like
this
and a
guy some
comment.
help. Get this guy some help.
Leave a like and comment down below your favorite free agent signing of the offseason so far and why it's not Chase Young.
And how about your favorite obscure color? Let's hear them.
Caput mortum. My last comment is that the namer of Heliotrope needs to be arrested. That is it. That is
Agreed.
it.
All right. Well, we found some
Garlic
common
bread
ground at
time.
the end there. There we go. All right. Thank you guys so much. Tune in next week for another awesome episode. And yeah, this has been Coast to Coast.